Alright, what's up, gamers? I'm not looking at chat at the moment, but I will in a sec. The reason that the starting soon image is always up for so long is because I don't schedule these streams or anything, so I'm not able to schedule posts about when I start streaming. So yeah, that's about the only reason, but I will be in chat in a sec. I just have to do one more thing, because I have to manually send out tweets and Discord messages and everything to say I'm streaming. It's not a great time all the time. Okay. 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 I'm ready now. Probably actually make sure the starting soon image is not covering the game. Alright. I am now in chat. Hey, Winter. Hello. Earbuds broke. Okay. That's unfortunate. I agree with the surprised face. So the reason I'm streaming Ace Attorney is because my friend and I are doing a dub of the entirety of the third game, and I'm already Let's Playing the second game, kind of. Like, I'm taking a break from Let's Playing it, but like it's fresh in my mind for now. The first game, I want to make sure I remember everything about it so I don't get confused while we are reading the lines for the third game, because it does get referenced quite a few times in a few cases. Mostly the last case, but yeah. So I'm just gonna stream the first game, because I've Let's Played this game twice, and both times I wasn't entirely happy with the way I voiced some characters. And I don't want to do a third Let's Play, so this is basically just a convenient excuse to do a third Let's Play anyway. I have sufficiently drinking is not a word, okay. I've sufficiently drank water. So here it is. This is the first turnabout, with Larry looking like way more shocked than he probably should. Wait, what? His shoes are crazy. Oh, never mind. For some reason I thought his skin was part of his shoes, and it makes them look like crazy boots. But no, those are his legs. Damn it. Why me? I can't get caught. Not like this. I've got to find someone to pin this on. Someone like him. I'll make it look like he did it. Alright. August 3rd. 9:47. Why did... This game likes to use, like, weirdly specific times like that. They get less specific in future games. Boy, am I nervous. Right. Oh, hiya, Chief. I'm glad I made it on time. Well, I have to say, Phoenix, I'm impressed. Not everyone takes on a murder trial right off the bat like this. It says a lot about you. And your client as well. Thanks. Actually, it's because I owe him a favor. A favor? You mean you knew the defendant before this case? Yes. Actually, I kind of owe my current job to him. He's one of the reasons I became an attorney. Well, that's news to me. I want to help him out any way I can. I just really want to help him. I owe him that much. It's over! My wife, everything, it's all over! Is that your client screaming over there? Yeah, it's him. Death! Despair! Oh! I'm gonna do it! I'm gonna die! It sounds like he wants to die. Great detective work, Mia. Yeah. Nick! Hey. Hey there, Larry. Dude, I'm so guilty! Tell him I'm guilty! Give me the death sentence! I ain't afraid to die! What? What's wrong, Larry? Oh, it's all over. I'm finished. Finished! I can't live in a world without her, I can't! Attorney's badge. Who took her away from me, Nick? Who did this? Oh, Nick, you gotta tell me! Who took my baby away? Oh, I feel like this is probably way too loud. My voice, because I am screeching for this character. The person responsible for your girlfriend's death? The newspapers say it was you. And I believe the newspapers, so you are responsible, Larry. This is your fault. My name is Phoenix Wright. Here's the story. All about how my life got flipped, turned upside down. My first case is a fairly simple one. A young woman was killed in her apartment. The guy they arrested was the unlucky sap dating her, Larry Butts, my best friend since grade school. Our school had a saying, when something smells, it's usually the Butts. In the 23 years I've known him, it's usually been true. He has a knack for getting himself in trouble. One thing I can say, though, it's usually not his fault. He just has terrible luck. But I know better than anyone that he's a good guy at heart. That, and I owe him one, which is why I took his case, to clear his name. And that's just what I'm going to do. Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Larry Butts. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. Apparently pain is Squidward. I'm fine with this. The, defense is ready, Your Honor.
Mr. Wright, this is your first trial, is it not?
Yes, Your Honor. I'm, a little nervous.
Your conduct during this trial will decide the fate of your client. Murder is a serious charge. For your client's sake, I hope you can control your nerves.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Mr. Wright, given the circumstances, I think we should have a test to ascertain your readiness.
Yes, Your Honor. Hand shaking, eyesight fading.
Please state the name of the defendant in this case.
What did you say before that? The defendant is Phoenix Wright. The defendant is me, right? Right! Have you completely lost your mind? Focus! The defendant is the person on trial. You're his lawyer. Oh yeah, right. I knew that. This is no laughing matter. You did pass the bar, didn't you?
Sorry, I couldn't hear your answer. I'll ask once more. Please state the name of the defendant in this case.
Mia. The, defendant? That's, Mia Fey? Wrong, right? Look, I have to leave. I have to go home. I'm expecting a delivery. Oh, come on, Chief. There's no need to be going so soon, is there? Listen, Wright. The defendant is the one on trial, your client. I mean, that's about as basic as you can get. I put my foot in it this time. I've got to relax.
Sorry, I couldn't hear your answer. I'll ask once more.
Please state the name of the defendant in this case. You need to get your hearing checked. The defendant? Well, that's Larry Butts, Your Honor.
Correct. I'm glad you got it correct on your first try. Just keep your wits about you and you'll do fine. Next question. This is a murder trial. Tell me, what's the victim's name?
I know this one. Glad I read the case report cover to cover so many times. It's... wait. Uh-oh. Fuck! No way! I forgot! I'm drawing a total blank here! Phoenix, are you absolutely sure you're up to this? You don't even know the victim's name? Oh, the victim! Of course I know the victim's name. I, just forgot. Temporarily. I think I feel a migraine coming on. Look, the victim's name is listed in the court record. Just press the R button to check it at any time, okay? Chief, what's an R button? Remember to check it often. Do it for me, please. I'm begging you. You need to tell me what an R button is. Mr. Wright, who is the victim in this case? Cinder Block. Oh, wasn't it Miss Block? Miss Cinder Block?
The person in question was a victim of murder, not ill-conceived naming, Mr. Wright.
Right. If you forget something, use the R button to check the court record and jog your memory. You didn't tell me what an R button is. A mistake in court could cost you the case.
I'll ask you once again. Mr. Wright, who is the victim in this case?
Mia Fey. Mia Fey? What? How can I be the victim? Oh, right, sorry. It was just the first name that popped in my head, and the court record button. Remember to use it when you're in a pinch with the R button. What is an R button, Mia? I'm begging you to tell me. The victim's name is Cindy Stone.
Correct. Now tell me, what was the cause of death? She died because she was...
strangled. Yeah, foreshadowing. Right. She was strangled, wasn't she? Please tell me that was you talking to yourself. If you wish to hang yourself, Mr. Wright, you're welcome to, but not inside my courtroom. Oh my god! I've never seen this line before. Oh, this is horrible. This is a horrible line. I don't like that.
I suppose there's nothing to do but give you another try. She died because she was...
poisoned. Oh, right. Wasn't she, poisoned by... poison?
You're asking me?
Chief, help me out. Check the court record. The R button, remember? Jeez, give a guy a break.
Let me ask again. She died because she was...
What is an R button? She was struck once by a blunt object. I know this completely by heart now, after getting both other options incorrect.
Correct. You've answered all my questions. I see no reason why we shouldn't proceed. You seem much more relaxed, Mr. Wright. Good for you.
Thank you, Your Honor. Because I don't feel relaxed, that's for sure.
Well then. First, a question for the prosecution. Mr. Payne?
Yes, excuse me, he was Squidward, wasn't he? Yes, Your Honor.
As Mr. Wright just told us, the victim was struck with a blunt object. Would you explain to the court just what that object was?
The murder weapon was this statue of the Thinker. It was found lying on the floor next to the victim.
I see. The court accepts it into evidence.
Right. Be sure to pay attention to any evidence added during the trial. That evidence is the only ammunition you have in court, other than the gun and the bullets that you have to shoot the prosecution if things get bad. Use the R button to check the court record frequently. What is an R button?
Mr. Payne, the prosecution may call its first witness.
The prosecution calls the defendant, Mr. Butts, to the stand. Chief, what do I do now? Pay attention. You don't want to miss any information that might help your client's case. You'll get your chance to respond to the prosecution later, so be ready. Let's just hope he doesn't say anything unfortunate. Oh, Larry gets excited easily. This could be bad. Ahem. Mr. Butts, is it not true that the victim had recently dumped you?
Hey, watch it, buddy! We were great together! We were Romeo and Juliet, Cleopatra and Mark Antony! Didn't they all die? I wasn't dumped, she just wasn't taking my phone calls. Or seeing me. Ever. What's it to you anyway?
Mr. Butts, what you describe is generally what we mean by dumped. In fact, she had completely abandoned you and was seeing other men. She had just returned from overseas with one of them the day before the murder.
What do you mean, one of them? Lies, all of it lies, I don't believe a word of it!
Your Honor, the victim's passport. According to this, she was in Paris until the day before she died.
Indeed, she appears to have returned the day before the murder. Dude, no way.
The victim was a model, but did not have a large income. It appears that she had several sugar daddies.
Daddies? Sugar?
Yes, older men who gave her money and gifts. She took their money and used it to support her lifestyle.
Dude!
We can clearly see what kind of woman this Miss Stone was. Look at me, casually slut-shaming in the courtroom. Tell me, Mr. Butts, what do you think of her now?
Right? I don't think you want him to answer that question. Yeah, Larry has a way of running his mouth in all the wrong directions. Should I... My client had no idea the victim was seeing other men. That question is irrelevant to this case.
Oof, wince.
Dude, Nick, what do you mean irrelevant? That cheating she-dog. I'm gonna die. I'm just gonna drop dead. Yeah, and when I meet her in the afterlife, I'm going to get to the bottom of this. Let's continue with the trial, shall we?
I believe the accused motive is clear to everyone.
Yes, quite. Oh boy, this is so not looking good.
Next question. You went to the victim's apartment on the day of the murder, did you not? Well, did you or did you not?
Well, maybe I did, maybe I didn't. Oh, he went. What do I do? I know. I'll send him a signal. Tell the truth! Yeah, I was there, I went. Order. Well, Mr. Butts? Dude, chill! She wasn't home, man. It's like, I didn't see her.
Your Honor, the defendant is lying.
Lying?
The prosecution would like to call a witness who can prove Mr. Butts is lying.
Well, that simplifies matters. Who is your witness?
The man who found the victim's body, just before making the gruesome discovery. He saw the defendant fleeing the scene of the crime.
Order. Order in the court. Mr. Payne, the prosecution may call its witness.
Yes, Your Honor.
This is bad.
On the day of the murder, my witness was selling newspapers at the victim's building. Please bring Mr. Frank Sawit to the stand. Oh, I dropped something now.
Alright. I need more water. The Squidward voice was a bad choice. Alright. Oh, I'm dropping more stuff now. If you can't tell, I'm not very good at, life. So, this is where I'm at right now. Just dropping shit all over the place.
Mr. Sawit, you sell newspaper subscriptions, is this correct?
Oh yes, newspapers, yes! This is my voice now, even though it was pretty normal in the opening cutscene. I just turned into Mario. Mr. Sawit, you may proceed with your testimony. Please tell the court what you saw on the day of the murder. I was going door to door selling subscriptions when I saw a man fleeing an apartment. I thought he must be in a hurry because he left the door half open behind him. Thinking it strange, I looked inside the apartment. Then I saw her lying there, a woman, not moving, dead. I quailed in fright and found myself unable to go inside. I thought to call the police immediately. However, the phone in her apartment wasn't working. I went to a nearby park and found a public phone. I remember the time exactly. It was 1 p.m. The man who ran was, without a doubt, the defendant sitting right over there. Larry, why didn't you tell the truth? I can't defend you against a testimony like that. Incidentally, why wasn't the phone in the victim's apartment working?
Your Honor, at the time of the murder, there was a blackout in the building.
Aren't phones supposed to work during a blackout?
Yes, Your Honor. However, some cordless phones do not function normally. The phone that Mr. Sawit used was one of those. Your Honor, I have a record of the blackout for your perusal.
Now, Mr. Wright.
Yes, yes, Your Honor?
You may begin your cross-examination.
Cross-examination, Your Honor?
Alright, Wright, this is it. The real deal. The cross-examination. You've watched any movie about court ever?
What exactly am I supposed to do?
Why, you exposed the lies in the testimony the witness just gave. Lies? What? He was lying? Your client is innocent, right? Then that witness must have lied in his testimony. Or is your client really guilty? How do I prove he's not? You hold the key. It's in the evidence. Compare the witness's testimony to the evidence at hand. There's bound to be a contradiction in there. First, find contradictions between the court record and the witness's testimony. Then, once you've found the contradicting evidence, present it and rub it in the witness's face. Okay. Open the court record with the R button, then point out the contradictions in the testimony. What the hell is an R button, Mia?
Alright, I already know most of this game by heart, so, yeah, this guy's a fucking liar.
You found the body at 1 p.m., you're sure? Yes, it was 1 p.m. for certain. Frankly, I find that hard to believe. Your statement directly contradicts the autopsy report. The autopsy notes the time of death at sometime after 4 p.m. There was no body to find at 1 p.m. How do you explain this 3-hour gap?
This is trivial. The witness merely forgot the time.
After his testimony, I find that hard to believe. Mr. Sawit.
Yeah, this game has every game in this series has fantastic music, honestly. Like, the only game that has music that's even slightly forgettable to me is, the first Investigations game.
Why were you so certain that you found the body at 1 p.m.? Gee, that's a really good question, Luigi. Great job, Wright. Way to put him on the spot. That's all you have to do. Point out contradictions. Lies always beget more lies. See through one, and their whole story falls apart. Wait, I remember now. Would you care to give your testimony again? You see, when I found the body, I heard the time. There was a voice saying the time. It was probably coming from the television. Oh, but it was 3 hours off, wasn't it? I guess the victim must have been watching a video of a tape program. That's why I thought it was 1 p.m. Terribly sorry about the misunderstanding.
So the legal situation around this game is, it's like based on the Japanese court system from like before they used juries, but also it still has to take liberties just to make the game interesting at all. So like Yeah, in real life, none of this would happen in a courtroom. Like, this is all completely against what is actually legal in basically any country in the world. But it's still entertaining as all hell.
Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. Again.
Right? You know what to do. I've got this one.
This is where the fun begins.
Buddy.
Hold it right there! The prosecution has said there was a blackout at the time of the discovery. And this record proves it. You couldn't have heard a television or a video. Gah! The defense has a point. Do you have an explanation for this, Mr. Sawit? No, I find it quite puzzling myself. Quite. Ah! Wait, I remember now. Mr. Sawit, the court would prefer to hear an accurate testimony from the very beginning. These constant corrections are harming your credibility. That, and you seem rather distraught. My apologies, Your Honor. It must have been the shock of finding the body. Very well, Mr. Sawit. Let's hear your testimony once more, please. Judge Judy would have thrown you out by now. Actually, I didn't hear the time, I saw it. There was a table clock in the apartment, wasn't there? Yeah, the murder weapon. The killer used it to hit the victim. That must have been what I saw. You saw a clock. I guess that would explain it. The defense may cross-examine the witness.
Gladly. Okay. The freakout is coming soon because this case is only like 30 minutes long. Like, the first one is about to happen right now.
Wait just a moment. The murder weapon wasn't a clock. It was a statue. Now, how is this supposed to be a clock? What? You with your objections and your evidence? Just who do you think you are?
How can he see the murder weapon so clearly? Exactly.
Just answer the question, Mr. Sawit. Hey, I saw it in there, okay? That's a clock.
Your Honor, if I may.
Yes, Mr. Payne.
As the witness stated, this statue is indeed a clock. The neck is a switch. You just tilt it and it says the time out loud. As it doesn't look like a clock, I submit it as a statue. My apologies, Your Honor.
I see. So, the murder weapon was a table clock after all. Well, Mr. Wright, it appears that the witness's testimony was correct after all. This is a clock. Do you have any problems with this testimony now?
Yes.
Your Honor, there is a gaping hole in this witness's testimony. The only way he could have known the weapon was a clock is to hold it in his hand. Yet the witness testified that he never entered the apartment. Clearly a contradiction. Indeed. The witness knew it was a clock because he went into the apartment.
Well, he knows it was a clock because he used the clock as a weapon.
You're lying. You were inside the apartment on the day of the murder. Oh yeah? Prove it! Prove I went in there! I'll do better than that. I can prove that you were the one who killed her. You struck her with the clock and the shock of the blow triggered the clock's voice. That was the sound you heard. Order in the court. Intriguing. Please continue, Mr. Wright.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Sawit, the sound must have left quite an impression on you. Understandable, since the murder weapon spoke just as you hit the victim. That voice was burned into your mind. That's why you were so certain about the time.
Oh, what's the meaning of this? This is all baseless conjecture.
Baseless? Just look at the witness's face. Would the witness care to elaborate? Did you strike the victim with the clock? That day, I never... Look, the clock, I heard... No, I mean I saw... Gah! Shut up! I hate you! It was him, I tell you! I saw him! He killed her, and he should burn! Burn! Give him death! Order. Order in the court, I say.
Yeah, he sounds real innocent right now. Your Honor, a moment, please. There isn't a shred of evidence supporting the defense's claims. Yeah, the flying toupee. It's my favorite magic trick.
Mr. Wright, Your Honor,
Your Honor?
You claim the sound the witness heard came from the clock. Everybody's getting their voices mixed up now. Do you have any evidence?
The whole case is riding on this. I better think it through carefully. Your Honor,
the sound Mr. Sowett heard was definitely this clock. A fact which is clear if you simply try sounding the clock. Let's sound the clock now, here in this court. Your Honor, may I have the clock? I ask the court to listen very carefully. I think it's 8:25. That certainly is a strange way to announce the time.
Well, he is the thinker, the hedgehog, after all.
So, we've heard the clock. What are your conclusions, Mr. Wright?
Mr. Payne, can you tell me what time it is now?
It's 11:25.
Ah! As you can see, this clock is exactly 3 hours slow. Precisely the discrepancy between what Mr. Sowett heard and the actual time of death. So, Mr. Sowett, try to talk your way out of this one.
You forgot one thing.
Uh-oh. What's he talking about now?
While it may seem like that clock is running 3 hours slow, it proves nothing. How do you know it was running 3 hours slow on the day of the murder? If you can't prove that, you don't have a case.
He's right. How am I going to prove that? Damn it! I was so close.
Mr. Wright, it seems you lack the critical evidence to support your claim.
Yes, Your Honor.
This means I cannot let you indict the witness. Unfortunately, this ends the cross-examination of Mr. Frank Sowett, because clearly he did not commit any crime. Everybody in this world is guilty until proven innocent. I come all the way down here to testify, and look what happens. You treat me like a criminal. A criminal! You lawyers are all slime.
Since it is evidence it was taken and never tampered with, it's debatable. I mean, Edgeworth is the main prosecutor in this game. I almost had him. Sorry, Larry. I failed you. There's nothing I can do now.
Not so fast, Mr. Sowett. Chief. Listen up, Wright. Don't throw this one away. Not like this. Think. But, Chief, it's over. I can't prove the clock was slow the day of the murder. Nobody can prove that.
Well, yes. But that doesn't mean you can't still win. Try thinking out of the box. Don't waste time doubting the facts. Assume the clock was 3 hours slow and think through it. Ask yourself, why was the clock 3 hours slow? Figure out the reason, and you'll have your proof. Right? Can you think of a reason as to why the clock would be 3 hours slow? Yeah. Wait, maybe I can prove it. You must have evidence somewhere that can prove it. Right? Find it and let them have it.
Well, Mr. Wright, you say the clock was already running slow on the day of the murder. Have you found the evidence to support this claim?
Of course. There's a piece of evidence in the court record that can prove my claim beyond a doubt.
Ha! Tough words. Let's see you pull this one off. Let's see this evidence that proves why the clock was running slow.
Easy. The victim had just returned home from abroad the day before the murder. As we all know, the time difference between here and Paris is 9 hours. When it's 4 p.m. here, it's 1 a.m. the next day there. The clock wasn't 3 hours slow, it was 9 hours fast. The victim hadn't reset her clock since returning home. That's why the time you heard when you struck her dead in her apartment was wrong.
proof enough for you, Mr. Saw It? Or should I say, Mr. Did It? Order! Order, I say!
I like in the anime, like 100 policemen like storm the courtroom to arrest him at that moment. The anime had some funny moments, even if it wasn't well animated for season 1.
Well, this case has certainly turned out differently than we all expected. Mr. Payne, your witness.
He was arrested and has been taken away, Your Honor.
Very well. Mr. Wright.
Yes, Your Honor.
I have to say, I'm impressed. I don't think I've ever seen someone complete a defense so quickly and find the true culprit at the same time.
Thank you, Your Honor.
At this point, this is only a formality, but this court finds the defendant, Mr. Larry Butts,
not guilty. That's epic. That's what we call an epic gamer moment in the legal business.
And with that, this court is adjourned.
Turns out that Frank Saw It was a common burglar. He posed as a newspaper salesman to check and see when people were out of the house. That day, when Larry went to her apartment, the victim wasn't home. After he left, Mr. Sawit let himself in to do his dirty work. While he was searching her place, the victim returned. Flustered, Mr. Sawit grabbed the nearest blunt object he could find. Still can't believe we won. Right. Good job in there. Congratulations. Thanks, Chief. I owe it all to you. Not at all, not at all. You fought your own battles in there. It's been a while since I've seen a trial end on such a satisfying note. I've never seen the Chief looking this happy. If she's this glad, imagine how Larry must feel. My life is over. Larry, you're supposed to be happy. What's wrong now? Oh, Nick. Don't worry about me. I'll be dead and gone soon. How many victims are again male and how many are female? In this game, there's 2 female victims and 3 male victims. 5 male victims if you're counting like extra deaths that happen that like lead up to cases. 6 actually. Jeez, there's a lot of deaths in this game. So it's like 7 dudes and 2 girls. Good. Wait. No. I mean, bad. Bad, bad, bad. Larry, you're innocent. The case is closed. But my Cindy Wendy's gone, man. Gone forever. Larry, she was a... Nah, never mind. Congratulations, Harry. Harry? Yes, you. I can practically see the headlines now. Harry Butts, innocent. Thanks. I really owe you that one. What kind of Kurt is this again? Only one for murder trial? I mean, in the entirety of the Ace Attorney series, there's only one trial that isn't for murder. So it's just a general court, but all of the cases Phoenix takes on just happen to be murders. I won't forget this ever. Let's celebrate. Dinner, movie, my treat. Oh no, I couldn't. Hey, I was the one who got you off the hook. Oh, hey. Here, take this. It's a present. A present? For me? Wait, wasn't this the evidence that... Actually, I made this clock for her. I made one for her and one for me. Really? You? You made this? Well, thank you. I'll keep it as a memento. Yo, Nick. Can you believe it? I was so into that chick. And she was just playing me for a fool. Don't let me just make you want to cry. Larry? Are you so sure?
Excuse me.
I think she thought quite a lot of you in her own way. Nah, you don't gotta sympathize with me, it's okay. Oh, I'm not just sympathizing, really. Isn't that right? Don't you have something to show your friend? Something that proves how she felt about him? Huh? Oh, yeah, right! What the hell is she talking about? Check this out, Larry. It's a murder weapon. Proof positive you weren't just some chump to her. Huh? What about that clock? This is the clock you made for her, Larry. And she took it with her when she traveled. Whatever, she probably just needed a clock, that's all. You think so? It's a pretty heavy clock to take traveling. Well, make of it what you will. Hey, Nick. I'm glad I asked you to be my lawyer. Really, I am. Thanks. Hope that made him feel a little better. Right? I hope you see the importance of evidence now. Also, hopefully you realize things change depending on how you look at them. People, too. We never really know if our clients are guilty or innocent. All we can do is believe in them. And in order to believe in them, you have to believe in yourself. Right? Listen, learn, grow strong. Never let go of what you believe in. Never. Well, I think our work here is done. Shall we be off? Yeah, I guess so. Say, how about dinner on me? We'll drink a toast to innocent butts. Yeah! Oh, speaking of Harry, you're saying part of why you became a lawyer was because of him. Yeah, part at least. You'll have to tell me more about it sometime, maybe over drinks. And so, my first trial came to a close. Larry slapped me on the back and said, "Gee, Nick, it's good to have friends." But I'm pretty sure he's not going to pay us, unless you count the clock he gave Mia. I didn't know it then, but that clock was soon going to be at the center of another incident, and my promise to tell the chief about me and Larry would be one promise that I wouldn't be able to keep. Maybe the one time Phoenix Wright was prosecuting wasn't that wrong, if maybe nearly every time is about murder. That case wasn't actually a murder initially, but Phoenix brought a murder into it. I don't know if she was hitting on him. It seems weird if she would, but also, like, I don't know, maybe. Maybe she was just teasing him. Guy sounds fun to tease. Not in like a weird way. He just seems like a loser. And that's likable to me. Yep. Hello? This is Maya. Hey Maya, it's me. Mia! What's up? You haven't called in a while. Sorry, I've been so busy. How have you been? Well, lonely, and it's all your fault. Nah, I'm just teasing. I've been great. I'm finally getting used to having my own place. That's good to hear. Actually, I'm calling because I have a favor to ask. I know. You want me to hold evidence for you? Sharp as always. There's a lot of buzz around the upcoming trial. I just don't feel safe keeping the evidence here. I gotcha. So what is it this time? It's a clock. A clock? Yeah, it's made to look like that statue, the Thinker, and it tells you the time. I thought you might like it. You've always liked toys. Hey, I'm not a little girl anymore, sis. Now, you know I'm only teasing. I should probably tell you, the clock isn't talking right now. Huh? It's not working? That's lame. I had to take the clockwork out. Sorry. I put some papers inside it instead. Papers? Is that the evidence then? Well, there's a possibility that it might turn out that way, yes. Can you come by the office tonight, say 9, to pick it up? I'll be in a pre-trial meeting until then. Okay, sis, but I expect dinner. Something good. Like, burgers. I could really go for a good burger.
Okay, okay. We'll hit the usual joint. Alright, it's a deal. Okay, sis. See you soon. Yep. I'll be waiting, Maya.
Conversation recorded September 5, 9:27 a.m.
Now, Miss Fay, I'll take what's mine. The papers.
I'm sorry, but I can't give you what I don't have.
Miss Fay, you are a poor liar. Why, I see it right over there. That must be the thinker that swallowed those papers.
How could you know?
You're not cogniferous of my background? Gathering information is my business, you see.
I should have been more careful.
My dear Miss Fay, I'm so very sorry. But I'm afraid I must ask you for one more thing. Your eternal silence. Farewell, Miss Fay.
Oh god, it's Markiplier! Red, white, blue... Oh, I'm late. Huh, that's strange. Guess the chief left without me. She said her sister was coming over, so we should all go out for dinner. What's that smell? Blood? Mia! Maybe she's in her office. I need water. That voice I'm giving to Red White is, like, meant to sound kind of like DJ Grooves in A Hat in Time, but I also gave that to Mirror B, and it just destroys my voice. She wouldn't have taken that clock, would she have lived? Probably not. I feel like White would have ended up finding it, like finding something else to hit her with. Because that's... like, things were gonna end up this way no matter what, just because she was pursuing him anyway. That smell. Blood. Sis. Someone's there. Chief? Chief? Chief! Who are you? That's not an answer. The strange girl dropped out cold. I left her lying on the office sofa. I went back to the chief where she lay under the window. Her body was still warm. I could feel it when I held her shoulder. Then, all too quickly, it began to fade, until finally she was cold. Chief. It's encrusted with dried blood. How ironic that this became the murder weapon again. Some shards of glass are scattered on the floor. They seem to be the remains of a glass light stand. Chief. It's hard seeing her like this, but if there are any clues here... She was struck on the head with a blunt object. She probably died instantly. The thinker lying next to her must have been the murder weapon. There are some glass shards near the chief's body. Must be pieces of the glass light stand lying broken in the back of the room. Nothing else that seems like a clue here. Piece of paper. Must have fallen from Mia's hand. What could it be? A word is written in blood on the scrap of paper. Maya? Did Mia write this? This piece of paper is a receipt from a department store, dated yesterday. I think that's enough snooping around for now. I better call the police and find out what that girl was doing here.
No, she was still warm because she had died recently. Like, she was dead. Because you get the autopsy report later and it says she died instantly. And even though it gets updated, it still says she only could have lived for, like, a few seconds before her death. Right. I better call the police. That's funny. A few of the screws on the receiver are missing. Looks like someone was halfway through taking it apart. Police? Please, come quick! What was that? Someone screaming from outside the window? She's staring right at me. She's holding a phone in her hand. Uh-oh. That girl just now, where'd she go? I put her right there on that sofa. Uh-oh. Hope she didn't run on me. Don't scare me like that. Excuse me, but who are you? It's okay, I work here. Maya. Maya Fey. Maya Fey? Maya? So Mia was writing this girl's name. Maybe I should show her the receipt? I never thought there'd be a use for evidence like this outside the courtroom. She seems to be in shock. I don't want to disturb her, but I have to know. Excuse me? Can you tell me what happened? I came in. The room was dark. And Sis... So she was already dead. So, you're the Chief's sister. I'm her younger sister. And you were here visiting this late at night? Yes. She said she wanted me to keep some evidence for her. Evidence? Yes, it was that clock. It was the thinker. Before Mia died, she wrote a message with her own blood. She wrote it on the back of this receipt. That's my name! Why? Why would she write my name? Please just calm down. Why would Sis write my name? Uh-oh. Now I've done it. Wee. The police. Sounds like they're coming this way.
Freeze! Police! Alright, I'm Detective Gumshoe, see?
Gumshoe? What an odd name.
We received a report from the building across the way, see? Got a person saying they saw a murder.
Must have been that woman I saw.
Anyway, I don't want either of you moving 1 inch, okay?
Great. Just great. Maya. Wait, she wouldn't have... Nah.
Whoa! Excuse me! This word Maya here mean anything to you?
That's my name.
What? The victim drew this here note in her own blood, see? With her dying breath, she wrote down the killer's name.
Killer? I'm not...
Case closed. You're coming down to the precinct, ma'am.
What? Mia's younger sister Maya was arrested on the spot. I was taken in for questioning and didn't get out until the next morning. My eyes were heavy, palms sweaty, mom spaghetti, but I couldn't sleep. I sat around waiting for visiting hours to begin at the detention center. I had to talk to Maya as soon as possible. Wow, they have poor Maya locked up like a criminal. Oh, it's you, the lawyer. Good morning. Good morning. She looks so tired. Are you going to be my attorney? Well, that's what I wanted to talk to you about. I'd better give it to her straight. It's up to you. Up to me? Yes, I don't think this is something I should decide. After all, you're the one in trouble here. They're never going to believe me, are they? Even you, when you found me in the office, you looked at me like I had done it. Did I look at her like that?
No, I never thought...
It's okay. I understand. And I've also heard about you.
Heard? Heard what about me?
I was talking to my sister on the phone the other day. Today was my junior partner's first time in court.
Wow, really? How'd that go?
It was quite the scene. Honestly, I was on the edge the whole time. It's been a while. How could she have such a clear view of the murder if she was laying underneath the window and the only thing visible at that point would be Phoenix, right? I'm sure that'll be explained later. So, he crashed and burned? He's a genius. One of those strike fear into the hearts of evil types. The only thing he's lacking is experience. Huh. Sounds like it was fun. Well, I know who to go to if I ever get into trouble now. I don't know, Maya. I think you might want to wait. Give him 3 more years. That is, unless you want to be found guilty. That's what she said. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to insult you. No, it's okay. It's true, I guess. But at the same time, I can't just sit by and watch. When I think of the person who did this to Mia... I know. There was not a murder in progress to see, so she would not have known that it was a murder scene. She could probably tell just because the room was a mess. And also, like, people were continually kneeling down next to the body, because Maya did at one point, Phoenix did the next point. It's confirmed that she was in the room at the time of the murder, so she might have seen it and then just waited to call the police until it was convenient. But yeah, it's an Ace Attorney game, so I wouldn't think too far into it when this is the series that uses spirit medium in its murder plots. This guard monitors the visitor's room. He hasn't moved an inch. A real pro, this guy. Smile for the camera. You're on TV. There's something I've been wanting to ask you. Yes? What's with that outfit? Oh, this? This is what all acolytes wear. It's my uniform, you could say. Acolytes? Like, people in religious training? What is it that you do? Oh, it's nothing strange, really. I'm a spirit medium. In training. A spirit medium? Pretty sure that qualifies as strange. Could you tell me about the day of the murder? Yes. Let's see. That morning I got a call from my sister. She wanted me to hold on to a piece of evidence for an upcoming trial. Evidence? Yeah, that clock shaped like the Thinker. The one Larry made. How could that have been evidence in a case? Right. She said something about that. I remember. Do you want to hear it in her own voice? Her own voice? Yes. I'm pretty sure our conversation is on my cell phone. You recorded it? Yeah. I forgot how to delete those things. So, you say you have a conversation with your sister on your cell phone? Let's hear it. Right! Oh. I just remembered that detective took my cell phone. Because, you know, why would they let me have a cell phone in jail? Sorry. Oh, right. Of course. Next time I see Detective Gumshoe, I'll ask him for it. I'll write you a note so you don't forget, okay? Sure, thanks. So you're an acolyte. A medium in training. That's right. The Fae family, especially the women, have always been very sensitive to the spirit world. Wait a second, you said the Fae family? So Mia was into this stuff too? Of course! She left the mountain to follow her career, she said. Her powers were first class too. I had no idea. Wait. What? So, you're a real honest-to-goodness spirit medium with ESP and all that? Yes. In training. Well, can't you contact me as spirit then? We can just ask her who killed her. I'm sorry. I'm still in training. I couldn't do something on that level. I thought that would be too easy. Huh? Something the matter? I was wondering, could I ask you a favor? This is the address of a famous lawyer. My sister gave me this a long time ago. She said if I was ever in trouble, I should call him. And, well, I'm in trouble. Do you think you could go ask him to represent me? Sure, why not? I'll go ask. Thank you so much! I have no one else to turn to. Say, what about your parents? I see. Don't worry. Leave it to me. Thank you. The trial's tomorrow, at 10. What? Tomorrow? Tomorrow. What if this guy refuses? They told me that if I don't find one, the state will pick an attorney to defend me. When will that happen? They're giving me until 4 this afternoon. Visiting hours are almost up. I'd better hurry. Right. I'll be back. I forgot to talk about the day of the crime. Could you tell me about the day of the murder? Sorry. I know it must be hard. No, it's okay. All I've been doing the last few hours is talking about it. I've kind of gotten used to it. Let's see. That morning I got a call from my sister. She wanted me to hold on to a piece of evidence for an upcoming trial. That's the thinker clock that Larry made. It practically qualifies as a serial murderer by now. So then, when did you arrive at the office? It was right around 9. The lights were off and I could smell blood. Then I found her. My sister. Thanks, Maya. That's all I need to hear for now. Alright. The office is filled with police officers. They're all busily searching for clues.
Hey, you there! This is a crime scene, pal. No trespassing! Sorry. Don't I know you from somewhere? Wait, you're that Butts guy, aren't you?
Hello, Vermilion Soul. Welcome to Phoenix. No, Phoenix Wright. How could anyone mistake me for Larry?
Ah, I guess I got the wrong name, Mr. Wright. Sorry about that. The Butts guy, he was a killer. And you're no killer, right?
He was proven innocent. Right. And you were... Detective Suede Shoes. Suede Shoes, wasn't it?
That's me. Don't step on my blue suede shoes. Wait, that's a song, pal. My name's Dick Gumshoe. Wait, that's Detective Gumshoe to you, pal. Anyway, get the name right. And don't go calling me Dick. Hey, Dick, get over here. Yes, sir. Be right there. You're her lawyer, right, pal? If you got business here, you'd better do it quick.
He thinks I'm Maya's lawyer. About Miss Faye, did you do an autopsy?
You want to know the results, eh? Now don't you look at me like that, pal. It's no use. She might have been your boss, but that doesn't mean you get any special treatment. Alright. You can see the report, but that's all.
Sky. About Maya. Yeah, why was I about to give Gumshoe Maya's voice?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the trial. Sorry, pal, but this is one trial you aren't going to win.
Why do you say that?
The city's put Prosecutor Edgeworth on the prosecution.
Edgeworth.
I'm sure you know what that means, you being a lawyer and all.
Prosecutor Edgeworth.
That's right, pal. Mr. Miles Edgeworth himself. Wait, you do know him, don't you?
Of course I do. I know him. He's a feared prosecutor. He doesn't feel pain, he doesn't feel remorse. He won't stop until he gets his guilty verdict.
Aw, don't talk about him that way. You make him sound barely human. Still, I'm afraid this pretty much decides the case.
So, Edgeworth is on this one. He hasn't lost a case since he became a prosecutor at the incredibly young age of 20. Of course, there are rumors of back-alley deals and forged evidence. All I know for sure is that Edgeworth hates crime with an almost abnormal passion. I never imagined I'd be facing him so soon. I was wondering, did you see Maya Faye's cell phone?
Oh, that? I have that.
Do you think you could give it back?
Sure. I mean, wait a second, pal. Tricky lawyer.
Oh, he's on to me. I'm gonna tell you not so straight, because that's what I am. Okay, I can't be straight with this guy, or any guy for that matter, but what should I tell him?
Something the matter?
Oh, no, that carrying strap on that cell phone.
This? It says the Steel Samurai, warrior of Neo-Old Tokyo. The Steel Samurai? That action hero on TV?
Yeah, you see, that strap is a collector's item. She was worried it might get lost if it went down to the precinct.
That what she said?
Yes.
Okay, pal. I wrote down all the numbers she called anyway. Here you go.
Seems you didn't notice the recorded conversation. I guess I've asked all the questions I need to.
You all done, pal?
Yes, thank you. I'll be heading out now.
Oh, wait. One more thing I wanted to mention to you. I don't suppose you're planning on talking to that witness. Anyway, you better not. No influencing the witness with your loyally ways, pal.
Come to think of it, I'd completely forgotten about her. The witness?
Yeah, Miss April May. I'm sorry about this, but I can't tell you anything about her.
Well, you just told me her name. Miss May, huh? So you've sent her home already then?
Aha, you're trying to loyally ways on me now, pal. She's not to go outside her room until the trial.
So she's still in the hotel across the way. I guess I should know better than to try to get a detective to leak information.
You got that right, pal.
Time to pay a visit to Miss May. Oh, I should look at Charlie, too. Mia's favorite potted plant. I remember it had this bizarre name no one could ever remember.
Cordyline stricta, pal!
Who was that? An old movie poster. Apparently this was the first movie that made Mia cry when she saw it. I'll have to check it out one of these days.
Well, hello there, handsome.
This is the voice I'm giving her, and I don't care if anybody hates it. This is what she gets. Because I hate her. She's like the worst witness in the series. Hi. Smooth, right? Real smooth.
You're the lawyer, aren't you? The detective told me. He said don't say nothing to that lawyer, pal. Tee-hee.
My lotus self. Thank Detective Gumshoe for making my job harder.
Gee, this is like something out of a movie. It's all so exciting I can hardly contain myself. Oh, let me go freshen up so I can look the part of the beautiful eyewitness.
I pity the lawyer that has to cross-examine this one. That voice may gradually shift over to Plankton. There's a screwdriver stuck in this drawer. I wonder what's inside. Let's take a look.
Hey, Crabs! What are you doing? No touching! Oh, bad boy. You really shouldn't pry around in other people's rooms now. You wouldn't want to make me upset, would you?
Upset? I thought she was going to explode for a second there. I wonder what could be inside that drawer.
Crabs! You trying to find my wiretap, Crabs?
Do you think you could tell me something? I need you to describe what you observed at the time of the incident.
Oh, observe, incident. You sound just like a lawyer in the movies. I like a man with a big vocabulary.
Better not encourage her. You know that thing that happened the other day? The bad thing? What did you see when it happened? I don't suppose you could tell me about it? Pretty please?
Let me see. Well, dream on. If you want to know, you'll just have to bring me the Krabby Patty secret formula.
Oh boy. Seems like Mr. Grossberg is out. Well, maybe I should just wait here for him to come back.
Ahem!
If that wasn't the most over-the-top clearing of the throat that made the person who did it have to take a drink of water I've ever heard. Always remain hydrated.
Aha! So, you're the one they say has been looking for me.
Yes, that's me. He looks even grander than I imagined.
That badge on your collar. Ah, so you're a lawyer, are you now?
Yes, well, yes.
And what do you want? I'm not particularly busy these days. Please, proceed.
Not busy? How come no one could get in touch with you?
Something the matter? You came to see the one and only Marvin Grossberg, did you not? Well, here I am, boy. What do you want? Out with it!
Well, sir, actually, it's about Maya. Maya Fey.
Yes. Maya Fey. Go on.
Why the strange reaction?
Ah-cha-cha! I'm really quite busy here, son. I can't go taking cases on a day's notice. No, it's quite impossible.
Wait a second. How did you know the trial was tomorrow?
Anyway, I'm afraid it's entirely impossible for me to represent her. Sorry. End of discussion.
What's going on? He refused me before I even got a chance to ask him. What do I tell Maya? How can you just refuse like that? Please tell me why you won't take the case.
Well, you see, it's just... I'm busy, that's all.
But the client is Mia Fey's sister. Mia trusted you. She knew her sister would be in good hands.
Yes, of course I know that. However, I'm sorry, but I must refuse. Sorry. Goodbye.
Creep. Fine. I don't have time to argue with you anyway. I'll go look elsewhere.
I think not.
Huh? Did you say something?
I think not, I said.
What do you mean?
I'm terribly, terribly sorry. But I'm afraid that no lawyer worth their salt will take on this particular case. Terribly sorry, my boy.
Why?
I cannot say. I beg your pardon, but could you leave? Now? I've nothing more to discuss with you.
What's going on here? How did you know Mia Fey?
She worked here a long time ago. Like, really only 3 years ago, about? Like, you know, it wasn't actually that long ago. Quite the apprentice, that one. Learned my techniques in the blink of an eye. She left one day, quite suddenly. She had a mission, you see.
A mission?
You could see it in her eyes. She followed it with a burning passion. Never looked back, that one.
That's quite a painting.
Aha! You noticed. It's my pride and joy. Impressive, isn't it? Well, isn't it? The color of the sky, the hue of the sea, the weave of the straw hat. It's worth at least 3 million. I have no intention of parting with it, of course. No, I won't sell it, not even to you.
I wasn't interested.
It's not for sale.
I'm not buying. Jeez. Hi, Oh, you're back! Did you find the lawyer? Well... What do I tell her? Well, see... Just be honest. I really don't think you should use that guy. He didn't seem healthy. He was all skin and bones. What really happened? You don't mean he refused to help? I see. I've been abandoned then. God, this song is so fucking good. What about your family? I only had my sister. My father died when I was very young, and I don't know where my mother is. Don't know? So she could still be alive? The women in my family have been mediums for generations. They say a lot of spiritual power runs in our blood. About 15 years ago, our family was involved in an incident. There was a man and he ruined our mother's life. Ruined? After that, she disappeared. Several years after that, my sister announced she would become a lawyer and she left the mountain. So you live by yourself? Yes, I've gotten used to it. Oh, also, I had to become independent or I would lose my powers. I feel bad for her all by herself up on that mountain. So, who is this man who, ruined your mother? About 15 years ago, there was an unusual murder case. It made quite a stir. Everyone was talking about it, apparently. The police were running out of leads and they were getting desperate.
Wait, they didn't use a spirit medium, did they?
The police convinced my mother to try to contact the victim.
Wow, so what happened?
The case was solved, we thought.
You thought?
The man my mother helped the police capture was innocent. The police's consultation with the medium had all been carried out in secret, of course. But a man found out about it and leaked it to the press. He told all the papers that my mother was a fraud, and the media jumped on it big time. My mother, became the laughingstock of the nation.
I see.
White.
Excuse me? White?
That was his name. My sister told me.
White.
Just a little longer now before the state-appointed lawyer comes, I suppose.
4 p.m. Time's up. What should I do? Do I just leave her and go home?
Yeah.
There's nothing left here for me to do. She'll be better off with a state-appointed lawyer. I think I'd better get home now.
Goodbye.
It was a few days later when I found out how the story ended. The result of the trial was in the newspaper. Guilty. I'll probably never meet her again. Did I make the right choice? Will I ever know? Mia, if you can hear me, please tell me. No! I can't let that happen! It's just for extra dialogue. There's no bad ending in this game. I'm not leaving here until she takes me as her lawyer. I've made up my mind. I'm going to defend you whether you want me to or not.
Why?
Why? Well... no one is as sad as a person without any friends. I know. I've been there a long time ago. Why did I become a lawyer in the first place? Because someone has to look out for the people who have no one on their side. Maya, I won't abandon you. You can count on me.
That's so kind of you.
Well, let's fight this one and get you out of here.
Right. Thank you.
She smiled at last. She looks like an entirely different person. One last question. You are innocent, right?
Yes! And I trust you. So you trust me too, okay?
It's a deal. So, what next? There's something that's been bugging me. Just what was inside that strange woman's drawer? It was when I tried to look into the drawer that she got all defensive. There has to be something in there.
Good afternoon, sir.
Excuse me, you are?
I beg your pardon, sir. I am the bellboy of this establishment at your service, sir.
Oh, right.
I've just come up to deliver room service, sir.
Do you know where Miss May might be? I believe our guest, Miss May, is currently using the, facilities. If you've no need of anything, I'll be taking my leave, sir. Please stay as long as you like. Enjoy, sir. Yeah. Wait, no, hey! Why does it seem like every time I come here I end up embarrassing myself? Wait, now's my chance to snoop around a bit. I almost forgot. You came back quick? Might I ask you to inform Miss May that there is a message for her, sir? Please tell her that Mr. White of Blue Corp phoned, sir. Oh, right, sure. Mr. White of Blue Corp? Where have I heard that name? White. That was his name. My sister told me. White was the name of the guy who ruined me and Maya's mother. Could it be a coincidence? There's a screwdriver sticking out of that half-open drawer. Now's my chance to see what's inside. What do we have here? A wiretap? What would a woman like her be doing with a thing like this? There's definitely something suspicious about this Miss May. Why would she have something like this in her hotel room? There's a story behind all this, I know it. Alright. I'll be using this bit of evidence in tomorrow's trial, that's for sure. For Maya's sake. I'll get to this woman's bottom. Wait, I mean... You know what I mean.
Oh, Bellboy! Still there? Did you bring me the Krabby Patty secret formula, Bellboy?
Uh-oh, time to scram. I look forward to tangoing with you tomorrow, Plankton. In court. When Mr. Krabs is finally tired of his bullshit and just decides to take him right to court. Yeah, why not? I'm streaming, it doesn't matter. Hello, welcome to the stream. I might be running out of water, and since I'm in between sections, I'm gonna leave for like a few seconds to get water. It might be more than a few seconds, but I will be back shortly. I told you it would be a few seconds, I didn't lie. Unless that was a minute. I honestly am just really bad at telling time. But I have water now. Alright. Oh, I finally get to voice Edgeworth, yes! Okay. Don't worry, I'm hydrated. I've been remaining hydrated throughout the stream, and will continue to do so as well. Please don't eat me. Court is now in session for the trial of Miss Maya Fey. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Miles Edgeworth. Better not show any signs of weakness today or he'll be on me in an instant. Mr. Edgeworth, please give the court your opening statement. Thank you, Your Honor. The defendant, Miss Maya Fey, was at the scene of the crime. The prosecution has evidence she committed this murder, and we have a witness who saw her do it. The prosecution sees no reason to doubt the facts of this case, Your Honor. I see. Thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. Let's begin then. If we may call our first witness, Your Honor. The prosecution calls the chief officer at the scene, Detective Gumshoe. Witness, please state your name and profession to the court. Sir, my name's Dick Gumshoe, sir. I'm the detective in charge of homicides down at the precinct, sir. Detective Gumshoe, please describe for us the details of this murder. Very well, sir. Let me use this floor map of the office to explain. The body was found by this window here. And the cause of death? Loss of blood due to being struck by a blunt object, sir. The murder weapon was a statue of the Thinker found next to the body, sir. It was heavy enough to be a deadly weapon, even in a girl's hands, sir. You like my casual sexism, sir? The court accepts the statue as evidence, but the court does not accept your casual sexism, Detective Gumshoe. Jesus Christ, man, it is 2016 when this game takes place. You need to get your shit together. They're still calling it a statue. Now, Detective. Yes, sir. You immediately arrested Miss Maya Fey, who was found at the scene, correct? Can you tell me why? Yes, sir. I had hard evidence she did it, sir. Detective Gumshoe, please testify to the court about this hard evidence. Oh, I'll tell you all about my hard evidence, Your Honor. As soon as the phone call came in, I rushed to the scene. There were 2 people there already. The defendant, Miss Maya Fey, and the lawyer, Mr. Phoenix Wright. I immediately arrested Miss Maya Fey. Why? We had a witness account describing her. The witness saw Miss Maya Fey at the very moment of the murder. Yeah, the distant future of 4 years ago. Where they still use, like, super generic, like, early 2000s cell phones. Very well, Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination. The music in this game is good. Like, all of it. There's not a single bad song in this game. There's, like, one bad song in the second game, which is then used in every subsequent game in the series, I guess, so... Yes, Your Honor. Cross-examine what? I couldn't see a single contradiction in that testimony. Whoosh. Smack. Hey, Maya just threw something at me. What's this? When my sister couldn't find any contradictions in a witness's testimony, she would bluff it and press the witness on every detail. I disagree. I think Ace Attorney has a really good story, too. The music is just probably the part that's the most memorable about it. The witness always slips up and says something wrong. It worked lots of times. Should have expected Maya would know some of her sister's tricks. Alright, let's give this a try. Something the matter? No, Your Honor. I'd like to begin my cross-examination. Honestly, a big reason I like Ace Attorney is just because it has a lot of characters that are fun to give voices to, though. Because everybody who makes videos on this game, or streams this game, has like their own unique voices for all these characters, and they're always fun to listen to. Anyway. Hold on just 1 second. Yeah? If I heard correctly, you said you arrested her because you had hard evidence she did it, correct? Huh? Did I say that? Me? I heard you say it. You did say it. You said it. Exactly what about this suspicious woman in pink's claim was hard evidence? What? Miss May isn't suspicious, and she sure isn't pink, pal. Well, I guess she is pink. That's enough, Detective Gumshoe. Do you have any more solid proof other than her claims, Detective? I guess pressing can have its advantages. Yes. Sorry, I got the order of things mixed up in my testimony, Your Honor, sir. There was something I should have told you about first, Your Honor. Very well, Detective. Let's hear your testimony again. Okay, now I'll tell you all about my hard evidence, Your Honor. After securing the suspect, I examined the scene of the crime with my own eyes. I found the memo written on a piece of paper next to the victim's body. On it, the word Maya was written clearly in blood. Lab test results showed that the blood was the victim's. Also, there was blood found on the victim's finger. Before she died, the victim wrote the killer's name. How you like that? That's my hard evidence. Before we begin cross-examination, I have a question for you, Detective. Your Honor? Why didn't you testify about this vital piece of evidence the first time? I know. I'm real embarrassed I forgot about it, Your Honor. Try to be more careful. Very well. The defense may begin its cross-examination.
Alright, Detective. Guess what, buddy? Literally every Ace Attorney game. Yep. It did. I can't think of a single game where this wasn't a contradiction. Detective Gumshoe, there's one thing I want you to clarify for me here. You say that the victim, Mia Fey, wrote this note. That she was accusing the defendant, Maya Fey? That's really what you're saying?
What? This isn't one of those lawyer tricks now, is it? Of course she wrote it. Who else could have?
You have it backwards, Detective.
Backwards?
The victim is the only person who absolutely could not have written it. This is a report from your department, Detective. Immediate death due to a blow from a blunt object. She died immediately.
But...
No butting your way out of this one, Detective.
Order! Order! The defense has a point. Someone who died immediately wouldn't have had the time to write anything down. Mr. Wright, I beg your pardon, but when exactly did you obtain that report?
When? Day after. It was the day after the murder.
The prosecution's point being...
That autopsy report is outdated, Your Honor.
What?
Oh, something tells me this is going to be an annoying meme.
A second autopsy was performed yesterday at my request. Death was almost immediate due to a blow from a blunt object, but there is a possibility the victim lived for several minutes after the blow. I received these results this morning.
No way!
Your Honor, it's quite easy to imagine that the victim did have the time to write Maya. That is all.
I see. Damn you, Edgeworth. I should have known you'd have something up your sleeve.
Why, Mr. Wright, you look shocked. Something you want to say?
I'm a sham! Detective Gumshoe, was I a fool to trust you in your report?
Me? I was...
Huh?
Detective Gumshoe. I'm disappointed in you, handing him the wrong report like that.
I'm sorry, sir.
You are at fault, Detective. This isn't going to look good on your evaluation next month.
What? But...
Your Honor, I submit this report to the court. Understood. The court accepts the evidence.
Yeah, everybody blame Gumshoe.
Well, Your Honor, the evidence strongly suggests the victim was identifying the killer. I suppose that's the obvious conclusion, yes.
Darn, this isn't good.
The prosecution would like to call its next witness. This poor innocent girl saw the murder with her own eyes. Let the witness, Miss April May, take the stand.
Exactly what part of her is innocent? I mean, she has the voice of Plankton, almost.
Witness, your name, please.
April May, at your service, Krebs!
Couldn't it also have been what someone else who took her arm to write Maya's name? The handwriting doesn't really it doesn't matter when you're going to die. Since she lived for such a long time after death, it seems likely that she did write it. And I don't know. That's just it's just convenient for her.
Crabs!
Well, I'm sure if they were going to look for fingerprints on the paper, it would be Mia's, because the killer probably used her hand to write the message.
An introduction should not require any reaction from the crowd. The witness will refrain from wanton winking.
Yes, Your Honor.
This is not good. She's already captured the heart of every man and lesbian in this courtroom. Nobody called an ambulance because she was already dead.
Tell us, where were you on the night of September 5 when the murder occurred?
Gee, I was like in my hotel room. Crabs. I checked in right after lunch.
And this hotel is directly across from Fay & Co. law offices?
That's right, big boy.
Yeah, and bisexuals and pansexuals and... yeah, man. And I was calling out Gumshoe earlier.
Please testify to the court about what you saw.
Witness's account.
It was like 9 at night. I looked out the window, you know. And then, I saw a woman with long hair being attacked. The one attacking her was the mousy girl sitting in the defendant's chair. Then the woman, dodged to one side and ran away. But that girl, she caught up to her and she hit her. Crabs. You gotta believe me, Crabs. Then the woman with the long hair, she kinda slumped. The end. That's all I saw. Every little bitsy witsy. Wink. How does Plankton wink if Plankton only has one eye, Crabs?
I'm not Mr. Krabs.
Well, Your Honor.
I see. It is a remarkably solid testimony from Plankton. I don't see any need to trouble the witness any...
Wait, Your Honor.
Yes, Mr. Wright? What about my cross-examination? I thought the witness's testimony just now was quite...
firm.
Didn't you? Mr. Wright, I understand you were Miss Mia Fey's understudy, were you not? You must know her techniques well. Her cowardly way of finding tiny faults in perfectly good testimonies. Hey, how dare you! Well, Mr. Wright, will you cross-examine the witness?
Yes, I'm doing it. I'll gladly proceed with the cross-examination. If only because I have a feeling Edgeworth doesn't want me to. She has to have some weakness.
Very well. You may begin your cross-examination.
Okay.
How do you know she was the defendant?
Well, you know, she had a girlish physique. Plankton knows these things. Look, I just know, okay, Crabs?
There was only one person at the scene of the crime with a short, girlish figure. The testimony is bulletproof, Your Honor.
He's right.
Hold on a minute. That testimony stinks.
What?
Miss May, I'm willing to bet that. Are you telling the truth? Did you really see the defendant? Mr. Wright, what's the meaning of this?
Yes, what's the meaning? Somebody tell me, because I'm clueless.
Okay. If you had really witnessed my client, Maya Fey, you would have noticed her clothes before noticing her physique. No one wears clothes like this on a daily basis except her and other people of her culture, and I'm really just overgeneralizing right now just so I can get the court on my side. And I'm no expert on fashion, but her hairdo looks far from normal to me. However, the witness's testimony mentioned neither of these things. The testimony is bogus.
But...
Still, we don't know if she was dressed that way at the night of the murder. She was, Your Honor. I saw her. And so did Detective Gumshoe. And like, when would she get a chance to change her clothes, Your Honor? Are you a dumbass? What do you say to that, Miss May?
What are you trying to say, you mean lawyer? I saw what I saw. I just didn't think all the trifling little details were necessary, Krabs.
Miss May, the court would like to remind you to please omit nothing in your testimony.
I'm sorry, Your Honor. I'll be a good girl. I promise. Wink.
Your testimony again, if you... I can't... I'm going to laugh at myself giving her the plankton voice. Damn, I almost had her.
I did see everything. I did. The victim, the woman, dodged the first attack and ran off to the right. Then the girl in the hippie clothes ran after her. And she hit her with that weapon. I saw it, I did. That clock. The kinda statue-y clock. The thinker, I think. Well, does the accuracy of my report not startle you? See.
I see. I only wish you had been so detailed from the beginning. Please begin the cross-examination. I just, remembered, like, my favorite joke. I was watching the Snapcube Ace Attorney VOD, and there was one joke where, like, Edgeworth just became, like the trials were being streamed to Twitch, and Edgeworth said, "Take the fucking autopsy, right? And I want a poggers in chat." And that was funny to me. How does she know it is a clock? That's the contradiction, my friend. Miss May, what you said just now was quite revealing.
Revealing? Oh, you'd like that, wouldn't you? Naughty Krabs.
No mention of an obvious struggle. I think the struggle is supposed to be just her running away. Like she made things fall over as she ran or something. It makes sense to me. We're only 4 people watching because, I am a loser. You just said that this statue of the Thinker was a clock. There's no way of knowing that just by looking at it. Another person in much the same position as you recently called this a clock too, and he was found guilty of murder.
Order.
Oh, that's the wrong voice. Order! Order! Miss May, can you explain how you know this was a clock?
Uh.
The witness saw the murder with her own eyes. That's all that's important here. If she dodged, then why would she hit the lamp? I don't know. Maybe the killer hit the lamp when he was trying to get close to her. I don't know. The defense is trying to confuse the issue with trivial concerns. Yes, yes, of course. You will withdraw your question, Mr. Wright. Ever call yourself a loser again, I will find you and throw you out of a treehouse? Huh. Okay. I'm gonna pause the game for 1 second so I can say something. The amount of subscribers you have, this might be an unpopular opinion, or it might be, doesn't matter. This is just in any context. Like, as long as you enjoy what you're doing, it doesn't matter. Like, I'm fine if I would be fine if I was playing this for 0 people, because I just enjoy doing this. And besides that, this is also, like, my 5th stream ever on this channel, so I'm not expecting huge reaction right away. Anyway, back to the game. But questions are all I have, Your Honor. And as you may recall, I've caught murderers with these questions before. Well, only once. Objection sustained. You may continue to question the witness. Whew, that was close. If he stopped me there, the trial would be over.
Huh? What? So, what happens now?
What happens now is you answer my question. How did you know it was a clock?
What? That's because I heard it? Yes, I heard it say the time.
So you've been to the law offices of Fay & Co.
No! Hey, I didn't say that. Why would I go there? That's not the chum bucket. I heard it from my hotel room.
The law offices of Fay & Co., where the murder took place, is very close to the hotel. She could easily have heard the clock. Well, Mr. Wright, are you satisfied? No, Your Honor. I can't give up now. I'm not satisfied because... couldn't have rung. Your Honor, members of the court, it is inconceivable that the clock in question rang. That clock is missing its clockwork. How could you possibly... Just take a look right now. Oh. See anything interesting, Your Honor? It is as the defense says. This clock is missing its clockwork. It's quite empty. Mr. Wright, would you care to explain to the court the meaning of this? It is as you can see. The clock was empty. It couldn't have rung. Therefore, this witness is a big fat liar.
Fat? Crabs?
Well, Miss May? Huh? Quite a show you've put on for us, Mr. Wright. He knew the clock was empty. Somehow. He knew. God, he's so hot. I'm afraid you've forgotten one thing, however. Indeed, the clock is empty. As you say, it can't ring. However, we must ask, when was the clockwork removed? If it was after the witness heard the clock, then there is no contradiction. That's true. That is a possibility. The clock might have been emptied before or after she heard it. And that is exactly what happened, Your Honor. Well, Mr. Wright, can you prove when the clockwork was removed?
Oh, impossible, of course.
I have proof. What? Wasn't it you who told me proof is everything? Well, I was listening. I never said that. You never got that press conversation right. And now I'll show you the proof you like so much. The evidence that proves when the clockwork was removed is... the cutest phone in the world. Take a look at this. That's a very cute cell phone.
Oh, you have a girly phone.
Wait, this isn't my phone. I mean, I also have a girly phone, but, this one is not mine. I'm not being defensive. Listen. This is the defendant's cell phone, and it contains a recording. A recording of a conversation she had with the victim on the day of the murder.
Order.
I keep giving him the plankton voice. That's May's voice. Order! Order! The defendant's cell phone? This wasn't brought to my attention. Perhaps Detective Gumshoe overlooked it. Good detective better remember he's up for evaluation soon. I gotta say, I'm starting to feel bad for the big fella. Let's hear the conversation. So you just want me to hold on to the thinker for you, then? Yeah, exactly. Completely different plot device. If you could. I should probably tell you the clock isn't talking right now. Huh? It's not working? That's lame. I had to take the clockwork out. Sorry. Your Honor, I think this makes it clear the clockwork was already gone by the time this was recorded. Which was well before the witness even arrived at her hotel. Well, Miss May, would you care to explain this to the court? Just how did you know that weapon was a clock?
Well, Well, isn't it obvious? I saw that clock before. What store was that again? I go to so many. Oops, I forgot. Wink.
So, the witness had seen it before. That would make sense. Does the defense have any objections, Mr. Wright?
Always. The witness claims she had seen it before, but this directly contradicts a piece of evidence already submitted to this court.
Well then, let's see it. Please produce this evidence that will prove the witness had not seen the clock before.
It's simple. This clock was never in any store, ever.
What?
A friend of mine made that clock. Only 2 exist in the world. And the one that isn't here is in police custody.
Impossible! Everything is sold in stores.
Miss May, I think it's high time you went shopping for a better excuse. Oh, excuse is not on sale today.
Oh? What's it to you, porcupine head? That stupid clock doesn't matter, okay? She did it, and she should die for it. Die!
Whoa, let's not get ahead of ourselves. This is a court of law, and the witness will remain calm.
Silly me. Did I, lose it? I guess I did. Wink.
Scary.
Miss May, let me ask. Tell me, how did you know the weapon was a clock? Oh dear. Does the defense have an opinion on this behavior?
Okay, this is it. Yes, Your Honor. Allow me to explain how I see the truth of the matter. Miss April May, you knew the weapon was a clock because... the witness had never held the clock in her hand. However, she had heard that it was a clock. She heard? That is correct, Your Honor. There's no other way she could have known the thinker was a clock. And I can show you the proof.
Well, this is interesting. Let's see it then. Show me evidence proving that the witness had heard the murder weapon was a clock.
Have a look at this.
Oh, that?
I found this in Miss May's room.
Mr. Wright, please explain to the court what this is.
Miss April May, you were tapping the victim, Miss Mia Fey's phone, were you not?
Oh!
Your Honor, this is irrelevant. I'm not entirely sure that it is. Objection overruled. It troubles me that our witness was in possession of a wiretap. This is outrageous. Does the defense truly claim that the witness was tapping her phone?
Absolutely.
Even if that was the case, which it's not, you still have to prove one thing. Did the victim ever say the weapon was a clock on the phone? Can you prove that? I think not.
Oh yeah? I already fucking did. It's simple.
What?
Here's my proof. The proof that the victim said on the phone that the weapon was a clock is... I present the defendant's cell phone.
Yes, we've seen that.
Listen once more to the conversation between the defendant and the victim. Mia, what's up? You haven't called in a while. Well, actually, there's something I want you to hold on to for me. Again? What's it this time? It's a clock. It's made to look like that statue, the Thinker, and it tells you the time. Man, isn't it convenient that this message always changes whenever it needs to, fit in a message box, Your Honor? Miss April May, you used a wiretap to listen to this conversation. That's how you knew the Thinker was a clock. Am I wrong?
Your Honor, this is ridiculous.
Your Honor, look at the witness's face. Does she seem amused to you? The defense demands an answer.
Witness, answer the question. Did you tap her phone? Miss May,
Shut up, all of you! What gives you the right to talk to me like that, you lawyer? It's no fair. All of you ganging up on me like that. Oh, so I'm the bad plankton, is that it? Is that it?
That did it. The court's seen the real plankton now. Now to deal the final blow. Why did you tap her phone? Answer the question.
Do I have to? Isn't this a murder trial? Isn't tippity-tapping, irrelevant?
She's saying exactly what Edgeworth wants her to say. Miss May, you were tapping the victim's phone. I'd hardly call that irrelevant. While this court does not condone the defense's tone of voice, he has a point. Well, Miss May, do you have an explanation for the court? Can you prove you had nothing to do with this murder even though you tapped her phone? Huh, I'd like to see her pull that off.
Mr. Lawyer, I saw that evil, evil grin. You were probably thinking I'd like to see her pull that off, weren't you?
Damn, she's good.
Well, you're not the first man who's thought that. And of course, I can and will.
Yeah, Plankton is hot. You can't be serious. No way.
Way, I say. Way! Oh, and I assure you I'm serious, Mr. Lawyer. Okay, so, the killing happened around 9 at night. Why, that's just when I was getting room service from that sweet bellboy.
Room service?
Iced coffee, I believe it was. Iced coffee, you know, like normal coffee, but cold. If you don't drink it quick, the ice melts and then you have regular cold coffee.
Iced coffee?
Think I'm making this up? Ask the bellboy, wink.
Echo, the witness was not on the scene at the time of the murder. So where does that leave us? It is my great displeasure to inform you that the witness appears to have been tapping the victim's cell phone. Telephone, not cell phone. However, that is a separate crime with no bearing on the current case whatsoever. Her testimony stands. She saw the defendant, Maya Fey, commit murder. No, they're going to let her just walk away. There's no way I can win this unless I tie Miss May to the murder somehow. Well, does the defense have anything to say? Well... Come on, think of something. The defense would like to call the hotel bellboy as a witness. There's something suspicious here, and I'm going to get to the bottom of it.
I think you've sunk in quite low enough already.
I object to calling the bellboy. Why? What's your reason? Because I hold that the wiretapping had nothing to do with the killing. However, if you agree to one condition, I'll consent to calling this witness. Condition? If Miss April May's alibi is not called into question after you examine the bellboy, then you will recognize that Miss April May was not the killer, thus she is innocent. And thereby, you must also accept the verdict of guilty for Miss Maya Fey. Yeah, I do like that they never name him. That is my condition. What? I'd better find something suspicious in that bellboy's testimony. Otherwise, Maya will be declared guilty on the spot. What should I do? Alright, I've got nothing to lose. Except for, well, everything. Understood. I accept your condition.
Fool.
I have 70 alternative accounts! And also you fell right into my trap. Uh-oh. Wait. Very well. The court calls the hotel bellboy to the stand. I believe we're ready for the witness to testify. He certainly does look like a bellboy. Yes, sir. I received your summons in the middle of work, sir. I'm happy to be of service. That tea set looks rather heavy, and your voice sounds very similar to mine, so without further ado, the witness may begin his testimony. Very good, sir. I am the head bellboy at the fine Gatewater Hotel, not Watergate, Gatewater, in business for 4 generations. I believe I received a call after 8 in the morning from our guest, Miss May. It wasn't in the morning, it was in the evening, I'm sorry, but the person who is voicing me at this moment cannot read. She asked for an iced coffee to be brought to her at 9 on the dot, sir. I brought it to her at precisely the requested time, of course, and I delivered the iced coffee to our guest, Miss May, herself. I see. The defense may begin its cross-examination. Right, I'm ready. I hope. This is it. Boys, this is war. What are we waiting for if I can't prove Miss May was involved with the murder now? Maya will be finished. You didn't finish the sentence. I don't know what that means. He looks like if Michael Reeves were a waiter. I can't entirely see it, but I also do sort of see it. Looks like a... Alright. What exactly is it you do at the hotel? Why, anything required of me, sir. I check in guests, I check out guests. I clean rooms, I make beds. I even deliver room service, sir. I check Miss May in personally. Are you always so prim? Mr. Wright, you will remain from asking frivolous questions. Are you sure it was Miss May on the phone? Absolutely, sir. How can you be so certain? I checked Miss May in personally, sir. Not only did I see her in all her stunning radiance, but I also heard her voice. And then I saw them, and I... The point being, I remembered her quite well, sir. Check out guess. Oh, God. Yes, what then? 9 on the dot, you say? Yes, I confirmed that detail several times. She was watching a program on the TV and wished to drink after she finished, sir. 9 o'clock, the time of the murder. Precisely 9, then? Precisely, exactly, and most definitely, sir, 9 p.m. How can you be so sure? Miss May was quite insistent that it be brought then. Oh, bellboy! Or excuse me, let me do my perfect impression.
Oh, bellboy! See he! I'd like iced coffee at exactly 9.
Something like that, sir. Therefore, I knocked on her door at the crack of 9, sir. Why would she be so particular about the time? He said why. It's because of the show, Phoenix. You're sure it was Miss April May herself? Absolutely, sir! Absolutely? Yes, sir. As in, so very absolutely, sir. It's an endearing mannerism of mine. How come you're so very self-aware and certain? Well, when I brought the room service, sir, the guest, sir, favored me with an embrase, sir. Embrase? Is that French for embrace? It's French for kiss, sir. But not a French kiss, sir. More of a peck on the cheek. Why would she have done that? I believe, perhaps, she was momentarily swayed by my prim demeanor, sir. It was a moment I shall never, ever forget, sir. Sounds pretty fishy to me. I think our Miss May was up to something and wanted the bellboy to remember her. It's no good. There's nothing there. Is that it? Finally, you understand. This bellboy has absolutely no reason to lie. Now, if you have any decency, you will end this rather tedious cross-examination here. It was a bit tedious. The witness may leave the stand. I Can't let this happen, can I? Wait, please wait. Yes, does the defense have something to add? One last question. Let me ask one last question. Your Honor, I must object. This charade of justice has gone on long enough. Now, Mr. Edgeworth. All right, Mr. Wright. I'll give you one more question, that's all. Okay. This is really it. Now, this is my last chance. What do I ask him about? Bed making. Tell me about making beds that day. I was wondering what you were going to ask, but bed making? A new low! Now, Mr. Edgeworth. The witness will answer the defense's question. Yes, well, it was quite like any other day's bed making. I changed the sheets, the pillowcases, and then I proceeded to make the bed. I had to bring pillows for two, of course, but they're quite light, you see. I see. Thank you. Pillows for two? Bellboy, what did you just say? Yes, pillows are light, sir. Bellboy, tell us the truth now. Was someone else staying in Miss May's room? I object! That was objectionable! Objection overruled. The witness will answer the question. Yes, I see. Why did you not mention this in your testimony? Well, sir, you didn't ask. Nice try. That's the sort of thing you're normally supposed to mention. Yes, quite. Indeed. It was the good barrister there, Mr. Edgeworth, who... He asked me not to mention if it wasn't specifically asked, sir.
Oh! You fool! I have 70 alternative accounts!
I've done it. I've won. Miss April May checked into a twin room with a man. Correct? Yes, sir. Then, when you brought them room service, you didn't see that man in the room? That's right, sir. Your Honor, we have just learned of another person involved who may have been the murderer. In light of this new fact, I hold that it's impossible to judge the defendant. Wouldn't you agree, Mr. Edgeworth? And who, Mr. Wright? Who is this other person? Simple. Are you a fucking moron? It was the man with her. The man who checked in with Miss May.
Oh!
Your Honor, as has been previously revealed, Miss April May was tapping the victim's phone, yet Miss May herself has an alibi at the time of the murder. However, that does not clear the man that was with her. The bellboy saw no one else in the room at the time of the murder.
My, what a convenient little setup, but it's too late.
Too late? I suppose you'd like it if it was too late, wouldn't you? After all, it was you who hid the presence of the other man from this court.
Oh! Upstart, amateur. These accusations are ludicrous.
Enough. The court acknowledges the defense's argument. I expect the prosecution and defense to look into this matter fully. Am I understood?
Yes. Yes, Your Honor.
That is all today for the trial of Maya Fey. Court is adjourned. Mr. Wright, you were amazing in there. Really? I think I might be your newest fan. Oh, I was just doing my job, you know? Then again, the other attorney was pretty cool too. Huh? That face of his, with his eyes wide and trembling lips, it sent shivers up my spine. If you say so. So, what happens with me? Do I get to go home now? Well... No, I don't think so. Not yet. Oh, I see. But I got a great lead in today's trial. A lead? That man with Miss May. He's the key. Oh, I get it. What happened to Miss May after that anyway? Yeah, upper spine. It didn't go down. I heard they arrested her. Guess she's learning her charms and lust for the Krabby Patty secret formula won't work anywhere. She's probably at the detention center now. I may have to go down there later. Anyway, this case is far from closed. Yes, sir! I'm going to find out more about this man. Do you think he was the one who... Maybe so. Sis. Don't worry. I'll find him by tomorrow, I promise. I'm counting on you. I asked for a full record of April May's testimony. I thought it might come in handy during the trial tomorrow. But now that I have it, I'm not so sure. Most of her testimony was all lies. In fact, there's only one part that hasn't been stricken from the record. Victim dodged an attack, then ran to the right, but she was caught and struck. The man is... It's Karen! Oh, Karen killed her. Yeah, that's true. They rarely have to deal with perjury charges at all. Anyway, I don't know how much good this will do me at all now. Anyway, time to hit the pavement and do some investigating. Maya doesn't belong in that detention center, and it's up to me to set her free. Yes, please.
Well, hello! I didn't expect anyone to visit me in such a dank place as this. It's really quite moving. Not, you stinking lawyer! I hope you die, Krabs! Have you come to laugh? Yes, laugh at the fallen Miss Krabs, or Plankton.
No, not really. There's something I wanted to ask.
Unfortunately, there's nothing I want to be asked. Haven't you done enough questioning, you spiky head?
Here we go again. Please, you're scaring the security guard.
So, what is it you wish to ask of me, then?
For starters, how did you get me so totally whacked? About the man who stayed with you in your hotel room. Can you tell me about him? Where is he? Come on.
No way, Jose. Would this be pronounced Jose? There's no accent over the E.
Maybe if I had something to get her to talk. Well, I don't. Huh. Looks like Grossberg is out today again. Maybe he's avoiding me for some reason? Solid mahogany desk. The wood's been polished to a deep luster. Yeah, everybody, it's me, Phoenix Wright. Ha! Don't worry. Phoenix Wright is on the case. Dr. Eggman, prepare to die. I mean, get put in jail. That's not what I meant to look at, Phoenix. I might just give him the Sonic voice now. What's this? Old photos? There are two lying here. Something's been written in pencil on the backs. DL6 incident, Exhibit A. DL6 incident, Exhibit B. Let's take a look at these. I'm sure I've seen this person somewhere. I'm not gonna give him the Sonic voice. Perhaps I'll borrow this photo. I'm sure no one will miss just one little photo. And it might be a valuable clue. I'll take it for now. Well, yeah, she's sentient. Everybody's sentient. Now I need to swap photos. I just didn't remember what was the right one to get. Also, this obvious part. Wait a second. Wasn't there a giant painting hanging on that wall? Yeah. Yeah, it was a painting of... Wasn't it? It wasn't a very memorable painting anyhow. Alright. Ah, welcome, sir. Quite the performance today, if I dare say so myself. Oh, thanks. Sorry for putting you on the spot like that. No, not at all, sir. Your efforts today can only help the Gatewaters rep, as they say. Huh? Rep? Yes, our reputation will swell as the hotel where the murderer used a wiretap. We can charge a premium for the room, of course. It will be great for business, sir.
Whoa, Miss May hasn't been charged with murder.
I, too, will become famous. The bellboy who brought the murderer iced coffee.
Why do I feel like we're both stuck in the same bad dream?
So, you are an honored guest. Please let me know if there's anything I can bring you.
Bruh. I don't want to talk to you. Take a look at this photo.
That's him, detective.
I'm the lawyer.
Oh, I know that. I just wanted to say detective once, you know how it is.
No, I don't.
Without a doubt, that is the man who checked in with Miss April May. How about I write an affidavit swearing that that's him?
An affidavit? This guy's way too excited about this. Well, sure, why not?
Yes! I've always wanted to write an affidavit, sir. From henceforth I shall be known as the bellboy who swore the affidavit.
Just hurry up and write it. Not even Miss May can play dumb to this. That's not what I meant to do.
You again? Can't you take a hint and stay gone?
Hey, the only reason I'm back here is because you won't talk to me.
Oh, so it's my fault now. You don't just have spiky hair, you also have a spiky heart.
That does it. When this case is done, I'm shaving my head. Could you have a look at this?
What's there?
The bellboy's affidavit. It tells us everything he saw. Such as the man you checked in with. Who was most definitely this guy. Now I'm getting somewhere. This is it. All or nothing. Time to do a little bluff. No use playing dumb. If indeed that's an act. If you don't talk, I'm taking this info to the press.
What?
Even though he should have been witness to murder, your little friend was missing. I'm sure the press would have a field day with his reputation.
Oh, fine, I'll talk. You win, lawyer.
Yes! Man, that felt good. It's great to be alive.
Why are you pumping your fists in the air?
Oh fuck, I almost actually, like, coughed to death there. That was a bad thing. I should not have done that. That's probably better. Now, tell me about the man you were with.
That man, he's my boss. Red White, the president of the information gathering conglomerate, the Chum Bucket.
Red White? Information gathering?
Well, I suppose you could call it a detective agency.
So this is the man that was with you the night of the murder?
I'm scared to talk. I don't want to end up like crabs.
It's okay. I'll just ask Mr. White himself. Can you tell me where Blue Corp is located? Yeah, Mr. Wright is fine. I don't know who Wint is. Well, Wint is a Twitter account. Mr. Red White at last. Finally, a lead on this guy. If April May couldn't have done it, that leaves him. Time to take action. What's with the surreal decor?
Welcome!
Oh wait, I was giving the Mirror B voice, or DJ Groove's voice.
Welcome! Please furnish me with the title of your personage.
What the?
Your name! What's your name? I was just inquirably asking the title that you go by.
Everybody's DJ Grooves now. Wright. Phoenix Wright. Inquirably?
Mr. Wright, was it? Right, I see. Splendiferous. Perhaps I've intimidated you with my giantesque vocabulary.
What is this guy's problem?
I'm Red White, CEO of Blue Corp. You know, corporate expansion official. My business dealings bring me into contact with the elite of the elite. so I'm afraid I'm not used to conversing with the wordily challenged.
What a fruitcake! Me and my casual homophobia.
Let me guess. You're an attorney fresh out of law school, are you not? That's the only explanation for why you would come to meet me like this.
What does he mean by that?
No matter. So, what business does a mighty lawyer have with a man such as myself?
Yipes. This guy's arrogance meter is off the scale. Miss May is an employee of Blue Corp, is she not?
Correct. She was my secretariat. What a shock it was to hear what she's done.
What she's done? You mean the wiretap?
Indeed. She is paid to answer phones. Tapping them is not in her job description. She does gather information for us as part of her duties. But, I assure you, we do not condone illegal methods. It is ineffable that she would do this.
Sounds like he's trying to turn Miss May and Miss Gay. Miss Gay? Oh, my failure to read is going to be the death of me. Ugh. Alright. On the night of the murder, were you in April May's hotel room?
Who can say? I seldom pay attention to mundane details such as time and place. My motto is, don't worry, be happy.
Still, Mr. White. Casual homophobia is better in video game developers' minds than just saying douche. Yeah. His name is Red White of Blue Corp because he's like a representation of capitalism. Which sounds like a communist kind of thing, but that's like not the point. It's just like because he owns a company. I mean, it is better than saying douche, and also I just like find it funny, but also I'm an awful person, so Lord knows. Like, it's really just funny because everybody's headcanon is that Phoenix is gay for Edgeworth. At least that's my headcanon. And a lot of other people's. Because how else was Phoenix gonna survive for 7 years without a badge? The hotel bellboy stated on the record he does remember you very clearly.
No matter. The bellboy can say what he pleases. I still won't talk to you. If you want me to speak, put me on the witness stand. Although I doubt you'd be capable of doing that.
He raises a good question, actually. Why didn't the prosecution call him as a witness? He should have seen the same thing as April May.
Oh, the police, the courts. To me, they are mere toys, playthings for my amusement.
What kind of company is Blue Corp anyway?
Ah, excellent question. We buy and sell various kinds of information. We are a company of the future. You might say, we are the future.
Sell information?
In just 10 years, I've built this business up into the grand office you see now. Ah, in case you were wondering, Blue Corp was named after the color blue. I, Red White of Blue Corp, as founder and CEO, named it so. And why, you ask? Because I like the color blue, of course. Fantabulistic, is it not?
There's something that's been bothering me.
Yes? What might that be?
That big painting on the wall over there. You know, I've actually seen that painting before.
Oh?
Just yesterday, actually.
Your point being?
My point is simple. Rather, my question is simple. Alright, boys, the plan is simple. Why is that painting hanging on your wall?
Mr. Wrong, was it?
Right.
It appears you do not fully grasp your position here. I ask again, who are you?
A lawyer?
No, my feeble friend. A mere lawyer, worth nothing. Zilch, zippo, nada. Just like that sorry excuse for an attorney, Grody Burger.
What? punched me.
Well, Mr. Lawyer, what will you do now, eh? Charge me with assault? Charge away, I welcome it, for it is you who will be found guilty.
What?
Heed my exposition. The police, the courts, they all do my bidding.
So you say. But I wonder, is it that kind of control really possible?
I don't expect you to understand. It is a world beyond your comprehension. Compensation, I meant to say. You came here from Grody Burgers, I presume?
Mr. Grossberg's, yes.
Then you must ask him, why is it that this painting of his hangs here? Perhaps then he'll tell you. Perhaps he'll explain how a man can live life purely for personal profit. Go now, skedaddle! There's nothing more to discuss.
Huh? I don't think he's noticed me standing here. Maybe I should clear my throat?
Ahem! Jumping Jehoshaphat! Oh, you!
What's wrong? He looks so pensive, like an old man at the end of his days.
I'm not senile yet. I was just thinking about this whole mess.
Something's really bothering him, that much is clear. So you came to see the trial?
Yes, I did. Something was bothering me all last night, you see. Couldn't get a wink of sleep.
Really? What was that?
Well, you see, it's just Mia's sister, that poor girl. My boy, I owe you my thanks, truly. I don't know what I would have done if things had gone poorly for the girl.
I asked before, but why did you refuse a request for defense? I think I have a right to know.
A right, Mr. Wright? No, I'm sorry. It's just, I need more time to think about it, my boy.
He does seem troubled about something. I'm starting to have a feeling I know what it is. So I paid Blue Corp a visit.
Oh, I see.
Mr. Grossberg, I have to admit, something has been bothering me.
Oh, what is it? Well, out with it, my boy.
You see, it's just... Mr. Grossberg, sir, there was a giant painting hanging right there the other day, was there not? The one you said you had no intention of parting with? Well, I saw it, today. It was in the CEO's office at Blue Corp, Red White's office.
So, you noticed. I suppose I should have guessed you would. It is a large painting.
Mr. Grossberg, I know you and Mr. White are connected somehow.
Connected, you say?
Yes, and I know what it is. I'm confused. In the Snapcube stream for this, the Your Lovers option was not there, and instead it was like your drinking partners or something. And they were playing the Switch version. I'm so confused about that, because the game... Like, no updates have been released for it as far as I know. But the Your Lovers option is the best one. Anyway. It's not something I can claim to understand. But you and Mr. White are lovers, aren't you?
What? My boy!
You sent that painting to him. As a sign of undying love.
My boy, please! You're letting your fancies run away with you! Where do you get these bizarre ideas?
I don't understand how you could...
That's because I'm not! We're not... Don't be ridiculous! Enough. I'll swallow my pride and tell you all. Also, I'll tell you what's really going on.
I knew it! They are lovers!
No! We are not lovers! Yet. Red White is a man who makes his living through intimidation. Blue Corp is a company that excels in finding people's weaknesses, I'm afraid. I've been paying them for 15 years now.
15 years?
All because of the DL6 incident, as you may have guessed.
The name on the back of those photographs.
As you suspected, I could not stand in defense of Maya because of this. White would have destroyed me if I did.
So that's the connection. It is hard for me to tell you this, my boy, but arresting Red White will be nigh on impossible.
Impossible? Why?
He has information on everyone. It gives him an iron grip. He owns judges, attorneys, prosecutors, police, and politicians.
What?
They are bound, unable to do harm to themselves and therefore to him. Don't look at me like that. What you see is nothing more than the weight of many years.
What is the DL6 incident?
DL6 is nothing more than the sorting code the police gave the case. It was 15 years ago now. I received a request from a medium. A spirit medium.
A medium?
Her name was Misty Fey.
Faye.
Indeed, she was Mia's mother. She had been investigating a murder at the bequest of the police, and she failed. As a result, the police called her a fraud.
This is what Maya was talking about the other day.
I did all I could for her, and in the end, cleared her of wrongdoing. That murder case, however, remains unsolved to this day. That case is the DL6 incident.
But why were you blackmailed over this, Mr. Grossberg?
The DL6 incident was top secret at the time. It made sense. The police didn't want people to know they were using a medium. They couldn't let people know, but one person found out. I told him.
You told White?
He offered me riches. It is an embarrassment to me now. Because I talked, the police were mocked far and wide. In secret, they began looking for the one who sold them out. Of course, White heard about it, and he came to me. Only this time, the offer was blackmail.
I see.
White controls the law of this country as he sees fit. Yet if you would still challenge him, have a close look at Mia's office.
Mia's office?
She followed his every move for years. She may have recorded something of what she found.
Alright. It's funny, looking at this room. It seems so normal. Hard to imagine a murder took place here. Mr. Grossberg said there would be clues. Maybe I should have another look. All the cases the chief ever worked on are filed here. They're in alphabetical order. Let's take a look. Which file should I look at? A through I. Let's see if there's an A record in this file that catches my eye. A, B, F. Misty Fey. That's Mia and Maya's mother. Should I take a look? I've tarnished the Fey name, leaving only those words my mother vanished. I was determined to find the ones who had made my mother blame herself in this way. Using the power that runs in my family, I held an audience with the dead. Finally, the names of two men surfaced. One was Marvin Grossberg, a lawyer who sold my mother's information for riches. The other was the man who sold that information to the press. This parasite who makes his fortune on threats and coercion. His name is... The record stops there. So Mia knew Grossberg. T-U... I know W! White! The entire W section is missing. Was it taken? Let's see. J through S. Nothing much in here. Maybe I'll just skim some of this? Well, no harm in flipping through a bit, I guess. The biggest part's here at the end in S. Suicide? Ew. She has a collection of suicide reports. There's politicians, policemen. There's writing on most of these in pencil. White. This is Mia's handwriting. Wait, I get it. Mia thought he was involved in these suicides. White drove them all to... Yeah, exactly. I can use these newspaper clippings. Let's find the most disturbing one. It's written in Mario Sunshine text.
Well, aren't you persistent?
Sorry, but there's something I have to ask you.
Mr. Lawyer, I really hate having to repeat myself, but it seems the message has not yet penetrated your thick skull. Stop bothering me. If you try my patience further, I fear a nasty accident may occur. Do I make myself clear?
Transparent. If all or in everything he says can be denied, and after that he can be executed, since everyone has been accused by him, nobody can... Okay, so the blackmailing... Like... It doesn't matter if they go against him. Because he has everybody. Like, that means everybody would have to get together and get organized to go against him. And that just wouldn't happen. He penetrated? Yeah, it's funny. Actually, you know what? Let's just show him the evidence right away. This is the only clue that Mia left me. I'd better make this one count. Mr. White, see this? It's an article describing the suicide of a politician. He was embezzling secret government funds. Then, one day, word got leaked to the press. The very next day, he took his own life.
And this concerns me how?
I found this article in Mia's office.
Miss Mia?
She had a file filled with articles like this. Every one of them was labeled with a single word. White. Mr. White, I know what you did to this politician. You were blackmailing him.
Blackmail?
Not just him either. You were threatening and coercing hundreds of others. You were involved in all of the suicide cases that Mia investigated. This company is built on blackmail. I'm right, aren't I?
What a bizarre accusation. Mr. Wrong. What is it that you should be doing now? Investigating me? No, I think not. You should be searching for the one who killed Miss Mia.
Secretary's office, hello?
Mr. Wrong will be leaving now.
Yes, sir. I'll send someone right away. Wait a second, Mr. White. You're wrong, Mr. White.
Excuse me?
What I should be doing now is going after you.
Just what are you insinuating?
Mia was onto you. She was keeping tabs. For this reason, you had April May tapping her phone. Then, Mia was murdered, and all the documents about you mysteriously disappeared. So, the culprit would be... Even a child could work it out, Mr. White. You did it. Secretary's office.
We won't be needing an escort for Mr. Wrong. Instead, please connect me to the public prosecutor's office.
Of course, sir. One moment, please. White? Okay. It's the chief. It has to be a female, then. White? That you? What are you doing calling me at a time like this?
Hello, Chief Prosecutor. I've changed my mind. I want to testify tomorrow.
What's this about?
The Mia Fey case. I witnessed the murder, you see. And thus, as a very important witness, I would like to testify.
What? Why now? I thought you said you didn't want to go to court.
Quietude! I told you I changed my mind, didn't I? Oh, and one other thing. Send the police over here right away. The man is standing right in front of me. He looks dazed, but he could be violent.
What? What man?
Are you even listening? The executioner! The hatchet man! The liquidator! The killer man!
What? Mr. White, this isn't another one of those...
Chief Prosecutor, I do not believe you are in a position to freely offer your opinions to me, correct? I'm telling you to send the police. Now. Did I not tell you, Mr. Wrong? You were a mere lawyer, as was Miss Mia. How dare you! I'll point the finger at you, and you will be tried as Miss Mia's killer. Not finger. Want her finger. This case is as good as settled. No lawyer of any worth will defend you. I have friends in the local lawyers' association, you see. You'll be given a lawyer so stupendously inept that they make even you look competent.
I feel faint.
Detective Gumshoe reporting, sir. Butts! Harry Butts!
Wright, actually. Phoenix Wright. And my friend's name is Larry.
Oh, right. Sorry, Ball. Sorry, pal. Butts was that murderer, right?
Detective Gumshoe, I present to you the man who killed Miss Mia Fey.
What?
Take this despicable human being into custody. Farewell, Mr. Wrong.
I can't believe it's only been a day since the first trial. My trial begins tomorrow. White's going to set a trap for me, and the prosecution will be in on it, of course, Edgeworth included. An attorney was assigned to me by the state yesterday. I refused. I had an idea. Wright. Mr. Wright! Oh, Maya. Great, they let you out of detention. Just now, yes. It's all thanks to you. I'm afraid we've switched places. What? You mean you... I explained what had happened to Maya. I don't believe it! How many people does that man need to destroy before he's satisfied? My mother? My sister? And now you. This has gone too far! Mr. Wright, please tell me, is there anything I can do? Well... Right, okay, listen up. I want you to help me break out of here. You mean a jailbreak? Yeah, tonight's our only chance. Alright. Huh? Oh, I'd better go get a hacksaw while the stores are still open. Oh, and a rope ladder, and a getaway car. Can you drive? Wait. What? I'm kidding. It was a joke. No way. No, really, I was kidding. But thanks. It's good to know you're on my side. There really isn't anything you can do for me anyway. But I can't just sit here and do nothing. I've got to give that man a piece of my mind. Just a piece? Okay. Come to the trial tomorrow. Okay, I'll be there. I'll show them a thing or two. Times may change, yet with crime it's the same old story. In fact, it's gotten worse. Lengthy court proceedings are no longer realistic. Beginning a few years ago, a limit of 3 days was put on initial court trials. Almost all finish in a day, most with a guilty verdict. I never thought I would end up in the defendant's chair myself for this case, with the true culprit appearing as the star witness. This is it. Tomorrow it's me or him.
Oh, hi. You think the darkness is your ally? Fuck.
That was an illegal left, by the way. Alright. Well, I guess this is it. Yeah. One way or another, this case gets decided today. Phoenix, look! Prosecutor Edgeworth. I received a call from the Chief Prosecutor Office yesterday. I was told that whatever Mr. White says today, it will be the absolute truth. No matter how you try to attack his testimony, if I raise an objection, I have it on good faith that the judge will listen to me. Does White have the judge in his pocket too? So you're saying I'm going to be guilty. End of story? I will do anything to get my verdict, Mr. Wright. Anything. Why? Why? How can you torment an innocent person like this?
Innocent? How can we know that? The guilty will always lie to avoid being found out. There's no way to tell who is guilty and who is innocent. All that I can hope to do is get every defendant declared guilty. So I make that my policy.
Edgeworth, you've changed. Phoenix, you know him?
Don't expect any special treatment, Phoenix Wright.
Phoenix?
Well, court will be starting soon. What? But wait! Your defense attorney isn't even here yet. I'll be defending myself. What? Okay, let's do this. Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Phoenix Wright. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Mr. Wright, are you sure you're up to doing this? Yes, Your Honor. I will be defending myself. Understood. Very well, Mr. Edgeworth. Your opening statement, please. As the details of the event are already quite clear to the court, today we will hear the testimony of a witness to the defendant's crime. I see. The prosecution may call its witness. That went far too smoothly. Why didn't the judge ask Edgeworth why his witness didn't testify before? It's like he already knows why. If anybody's going to raise an objection about this, I suppose it's me. Mr. Edgeworth, you owe an explanation to the court. Why didn't this witness testify in the trial against Miss Maya Fey? No, you can defend yourself in court, it's just not something you should do. At least in the US, so probably in Japan too. But, yeah, you have the right to self-representation. I'm ever so sorry. Mr. White is a busy man, and besides, at the time I thought that Miss May's opinion was all that would be needed. Again, my sincerest apologies to the court. Excellent, Mr. Edgeworth. I appreciate your demeanor. Great. He gets to show off and I get nowhere. I would like to call Mr. Red White to the stand. Please state your full name.
You wish to know the title of my personage?
Your name?
Yes, that is what I said. Oh dear, do my locutions confuse?
Name! These two are great together.
My name is Red White, but my friends call me Blanco Nino. Blanco Nino, which means white boy. So they call me White Boy. I am the CEO, or to use a more common term, the president of Blue Corp.
Did you know the victim, Miss Mia Fey?
That would be a negatory. No, I did not.
You were at the Gatewater Hotel the night of the murder.
Correct.
And you witnessed the murder from there.
Ahem. Why tell you what you already know?
Very well, Mr. White. You may begin your testimony. If I can't rip this guy's testimony apart, I'm done for. I always feel like it's the end of the world and I'm the last man standing.
I hope you've made your peace with God, Mr. Lawyer.
I'm not religious, White. Let him have it, Phoenix.
Let's see. It was about 9, I believe. I was quietly reading to you some papers by the window. Then I heard a bedlam coming from outside. Surprised, I turned to look out the building across the way. It was then I saw him, a spiky-haired man attacking a woman with long hair. Needless to say, that man was none other than you, Mr. Lawyer. I called Miss May over at once. She, too, was flabbergasted, of course. The victim, she ran away, but you gave chase. Finally, there was a terrible impaction, and it was all over.
If things occurred as you testify, then I'm afraid the defendant is guilty. Very well, defendant. I mean, Mr. Wright. Your cross-examination. Yes, Your Honor. Can you be a little more detailed about that? I think it's worth knowing exactly what happened.
Of course. Comprende, I understand. The victim was attacked by you and ran to the left. You gave chase and struck her down. Are you sure? As you know, I'm always abso-absolutely perfect.
Perhaps you could change your testimony to reflect this new detail. Ran to the left, eh, dumbass? Wait right there. Mr. White, you've dug your own grave.
What is this?
You said the victim ran to the left, but that directly contradicts Miss May's testimony. She clearly stated that the victim ran right.
Oh, it is simple. You must have misheard her.
I think not. Look at the floor plans. The killer was here, and the victim here. If the victim ran to the left as you claim she did, she would have been running directly away from the door. She would have been running into a dead end. Don't you find that odd?
Very strange. I did see her run to the left. I did.
Phoenix, look at his face. I don't think he's lying about this one. True. Maybe he really did see the victim run left. So he did witness the killing? Wait a second. Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. Miss May says right and Mr. White says left. Can you explain this contradiction to the court? Both witnesses are telling the truth. For once.
Huh, I doubt it. Rather, that does not clear up the contradiction.
There is one scenario that would explain their conflicting accounts.
What?
Obviously, the witness was not viewing the crime scene from the hotel. Mr. Wright, what do you mean?
Yes, what do you mean he was not viewing the crime from the hotel?
If he was not in the hotel, where could he have been? In the law offices of Fay & Co., of course. More specifically, he was standing right here. Time to show the court where Mr. White was standing. This is where he was. Look, when the victim ran for the door, if he was watching from this point, to him it would appear that she ran to the left.
Please, this is no time for jokes and ill taste. That is where the killer was standing.
He was viewing the murder from above. He is secretly a bird. It's a Jigglypuff as seen from above. Order! I will have order! Anyone disturbing the order of this courtroom will be held in contempt. Mr. Wright, what are you suggesting?
Rapscallion! The postulations of the defense are a distortion of the truth, Your Honor.
Indeed, they do seem a bit far-fetched.
You provide us with so much entertainment, Mr. Lawyer.
What now? He's laughing?
The hilarity of the moment made me remember something. It appears I have been unclear, and for this I apologize. Your Honor, might I be allowed to testify once more?
Very well. Let's hear your revised testimony. Good luck, you can't fix a broken testimony, buddy.
Miss May's testimony was correct, as was mine. When you assaulted the girl, she first ran to the left, and then you hit her, savagely. That is what I saw. Next, with the last of her strength, she ran to the right. You chased her and delivered the final blow. That is what Miss May saw. You see, you hit her twice. Don't you remember, Mr. Lawyer?
That does seem to make sense. Will you be cross-examining the witness's testimony? You bet I will. I mean, yes, Your Honor. Nice try, buddy. Mr. White, the victim died from a single blow. What do you have to say to that? Now's my chance to hit him where it counts. In the head with a statue. Mr. White, wasn't it you who told this court you were abso-absolutely perfect?
I will refrain from using this phrase from now on. Your Honor?
That's the wrong voice. Your Honor, if you could ask the witness for a new testimony. The witness is obviously confused, Your Honor. I would like to request a 10-minute break. Yes, quite. The witness is confused because he's lying. I emphatically request that there be no break, Your Honor.
Yeah, we want justice. Don't let him get away, Krabs!
Very well. If the witness would care to revise his testimony... Yeah, Nick becomes, White. Crowd's on my side. No slipping out of this now, White. Mr. White?
Oh, okay.
The two accounts.
Well, see, I looked at the other window when I heard that thing fall. Then, the next moment, I saw Miss Mia run to the left. The killer, you, attacked her, but she dodged. And then she turned and ran for the door. Then you did her in with a single blow. Thwap!
Thwap indeed. Very well, you may begin the cross-examination.
Mr. Your Honor, my stomach, you see, it is hurting.
Deal with it. Sunglasses, like the pixel sunglasses, come down. This is almost over. Kill you. Oh, it's this one. You heard that thing fall? What exactly was that thing?
Huh? Oh, that? The glass light stand.
Right, the one that had fallen over at the scene. Now you have your killer when the cross-examination theme switches to Allegro. Not always. There's a few times where Allegro plays where it's not the killer, but... usually in this game, yeah. Phoenix. Doesn't something about that strike you as odd? Yeah. Yeah, that is odd. I'll press further. Mr. White.
Huh? What?
You're saying you saw the glass light stand?
Yes!
Then change your testimony to reflect that.
Sorry. My bad.
The witness will revise his testimony.
Okay, of course.
I don't think so. Mr. White. It was impossible for you to have seen the light stand.
What?
The stand broke into pieces when it fell.
Oof!
Just by seeing the broken pieces, you would have no idea it was a light stand. So tell me, exactly when was it that you saw the stand? Answer the question.
Isn't it obvious? I saw the stand before it fell over.
So you saw the stand before the victim was attacked then?
Correct! That would be no problemo, right?
There's a big problem here.
What problem is this?
Mr. White, let me make sure I have this straight. You saw the glass light stand through the window from the hotel before the incident occurred.
Correct. That is so. It's conclusive, definitive, undeniable, unimpeachable.
No, it's impossible. You couldn't have seen the stand. What? Why couldn't he? You have proof? I sure do, Your Honor. A person in the hotel could not have seen the stand before it fell over. Look at this. These are the floor plans to the scene of the murder, yes? Correct, Your Honor. Now, look. If you were to look through the window at the office, this is the area you would be able to see. Here. Well, note that the stand is not within the visible area. That's true, Nick doesn't have anything straight, ever. Well, Mr. White, what do you have to say to that?
Velocity!
Mr. White, if you were in the Gatewater Hotel as you claim, you could not have seen the stand before it fell over. In fact, you wouldn't have been able to see it after it fell either. There's no way you could have recognized the broken shards as a glass light stand. So, when did you see the stand, Mr. White? It must have been the moment that it fell, and the only place you could have seen that from is inside the Fey Law offices. In other words, you were at the scene of the crime when the murder took place.
Gah!
God, even that hurt my throat. I just have a weak throat.
Mr. White? Mr. White. You did it, didn't you?
Mr. Your Honor, Miss Mia.
Looks like we're about to get our verdict. That's far enough, Phoenix Wright! What?! I forgot about Edgeworth, and this must be trouble when the pursuit theme is playing for the prosecution. Mr. White, I think the time has come. Shouldn't you confess your crime now, What? I said you should confess your crime. Ergo, confess that you placed the wiretap. Wiretap? Order! Order! Prepare for the only time anybody ever calls Edgeworth Miles in this series. Mr. Edgeworth, explain to the court what you mean by this. Distinguished members of the court, Mr. White is slightly confused. Allow me to explain. I really don't like the way this is headed. As you know, Mr. White is the CEO of Blue Corp. He ordered his secretary, Miss April May, to tap the law offices of Miss Fey. What does that have to do? Your Honor. The question is, when was the wiretap placed in the office and by who? No, you wouldn't. Mr. White, in order to place the wiretap, you entered Miss Fey's office. Am I correct?
Correct. You are most correct, Miles.
Give me a break!
Yes, in order to place the wiretap, I breached the Fey and Co law offices. That is when I saw that accursed light stand.
Now I'm confused. Please explain to the court what all this means, Mr. Edgeworth. Gladly, Your Honor. Mr. Phoenix Wright has made his position quite clear. He has determined that Mr. White knew the glass light stand was in the office. He has shown that there was only one time Mr. White could have seen the stand. At the very moment of the murder.
Is he called Kilometers Edgeworth in the European version? Probably.
Thus, Mr. Wright would like you to believe that Mr. White was the murderer. I see. However, it is a fact that Mr. White had been to the office well before the murder took place. When he went to place the wiretap, he could have seen the glass light stand then. Ergo, Mr. Phoenix Wright's theory is revealed for the baseless conjecture it is. Mr. White, you will testify to the court about this wiretapping.
Leave it to me.
I feel faint. I feel like that's like the fourth time I've said this in this case.
It was the beginning of September, the week before the murder. I had entered the Fey and Co law offices. Of course, I had done so to place the wiretap.
Okay. I will be out eventually. I have to finish this fast.
That is when I saw this glass light stand.
So, you saw the stand before the night of the incident. And this is how you were able to identify what had fallen over? By the sound?
Correct. That is right.
I see. Very well, Mr. Wright. You may cross-examine. What am I supposed to do now? Good luck, Phoenix.
Beginning of September. Yeah, I'm going to speed through the press dialogue because all this is Phoenix getting destroyed by Edgeworth like every 5 seconds, and I need to finish this real quickly. Murder took place September 5th? The autopsy doesn't say anymore, so I don't know entirely. Yeah, September 5th. I'm pretty sure they do ask during these press conversations why he tapped the phone. He just, like, Edgeworth just says it's irrelevant. God, this is fun. Yeah, there it is. Oh, don't tell me I've run out of ammo. I'm afraid that's as far as you go, Mr. Wright. The time has come for you to admit your defeat. You fought honorably. No more. I can't take this anymore. Mr. Wright, are you giving up? Yes, Your Honor. Phoenix. Phoenix, over here. I know that voice. Mia? Never give up, Phoenix. Mia. Mamma Mia. Where am I? The waiting lobby? What happened? Oh, right. I lost the trial. I was hallucinating. Ah, you're finally awake.
Gak!
Hey, Phoenix. Gak? That's no way to greet an old friend. Phoenix, I want you to look at me. You're... Maya? Didn't you know the Fey women have strong psychic powers? When you accepted your defeat in court, it appeared that was enough of a shock to awaken Maya's true powers. Yeah, Nick just fucking dies. It's true. So, Maya's channeling you, Mia? That's right. I'm Maya, but I'm also Mia. Now I want you to listen to me, Phoenix. Maya never gave up. You can't either. That's what I came here to tell you. But we don't have much time, Phoenix. Now listen. You've already won. Huh? You have that receipt in the court record, right? Oh yeah, the one you wrote Maya on? Phoenix, White wrote that, not me. So what do I do with it? Look at the front of the receipt. The front? It's a regular receipt. Looks like it's from a famous department store. $1,000. Wow, big spender. Item, glass light stand. Date of purchase, September 4. September 4! That's right, Phoenix. I bought that stand the day before I was killed. Whoa. Now, what did Mr. White say in his testimony?
It was the beginning of September, the week before the murder.
He said he saw the stand the week before the murder. There you go. I think the court is about to reconvene. Go do it, Phoenix. You know you're innocent. Now you just have to prove it. Right. God, imagine having the one piece of evidence you need the entire time, and the only issue is that you don't have the common sense to look at the front of it. Court will now reconvene for the trial of Mr. Phoenix Wright. Is the defendant... Rather, are you all right, Mr. Wright? Yes, sorry, Your Honor. I'm fine now. Then let's start where we left off. Your Honor, there is nothing to go back to. The cross-examination of Mr. White is finished. All that is required now is for you to pass judgment on the defendant, Phoenix Wright. Your Honor, please, give me one more chance. I promise you, this is the last time I'll ask you. But as Mr. Edgeworth has noted, the trial is more or less finished. Mr. Edgeworth, do you have an opinion on this matter? I say, let us give Mr. Phoenix Wright his last chance. Very well. You may begin your cross-examination. It's true, everyone sucks except Edgeworth. Even Phoenix sucks. Oh, I don't think so, you dumb fuck.
Look closely at this. See the word Maya written in blood? Well, guess what? That's completely unrelated to what I'm about to tell you.
You're grasping.
I think not. Look at the other side of the receipt.
The other side?
Your Honor, would you tell the court what is written on the other side of that receipt? Well, a glass light stand. And the date of purchase. Why, that's the day before the murder! You see, Mr. White, when you allegedly entered Fay & Co. law offices at the beginning of September, the stand could not have been there. Well, Mr. White, can't get out of this one, can you?
No, it's impossible.
Uh-oh, he's losing it. Well, Your Honor, I understand there must be quite a bit of pressure on you. But I think you'll agree you can't judge me guilty under these circumstances. I know. God. Very well. Then that is all for the trial of... Qualuigi. Not so fast, Phoenix Wright. What? No way can he worm his way out of this one. Oh wait, I forgot. It's Edgeworth. There's a certain thread of logic to the defendant's claims. However, there is no concrete proof that Phoenix Wright is innocent. Ergo, I would like to request one more day before Phoenix Wright is granted his freedom. I need time to make one more inquiry into this matter. Another inquiry? This isn't going to be another one of those updated autopsy reports. This guy just makes up evidence as he pleases. The whispering voice from the great beyond is now examining pressure on the yeah. This is bad. Mr. White's guilt is obvious. There's no need to prolong this trial any further. Well, Mr. Edgeworth? If anyone is going to call Mr. White to trial, it would be me, the prosecution. I need a day to ascertain whether these new claims have any basis in factual evidence. I see. Objection denied. What? The completion of the trial of Mr. Phoenix Wright will be postponed until tomorrow. No, there's no telling what will happen if it can't end this now. Edgeworth is sure to come up with, or just make up something. And after Mia showed up to help me and all.
Mr. Your Honor, may I go home?
Of course. Thank you for your time. The witness will stay. Mia? Phoenix? Read this note out loud. Mia? What's this? This is the only time I'll ever nod at you. Your Honor, if I may. You're quite persistent today, Mr. Wright. You bet I am. My life is riding on this one. I have something I would like to read to the court. The memo Mia had given me was a list of names. Many of them sounded strangely familiar. People in finance, famous celebrities. That's when it happened.
Stop! Desist! Halt! Please, stop! Make him stop! How did you get that list?
Mr. White, admit your guilt right here, right now. Or else this list will be released to the press.
I confess. I confess. I did it. I hit her. I hit Miss Mia with the thinker.
Case closed, Your Honor. Well, I see no reason to continue this trial. Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor. You've done it again. That was quite a spirited defense. Yes, Your Honor. I guess you could say that. Oof. If only you knew how spirited it was. You're allowed to blackmail people in court if it's convenient to the plot. Well, this court finds the defense, rather, the defendant, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Not guilty. Whatever. Let's wrap it up. A verdict was never delivered on Maya, but she was found not guilty, which means Edgeworth lost his perfect record before this, actually. Court is adjourned.
Well, I never thought I'd be saying this again, but congratulations. You're lucky I was born a fae.
I'm lucky I had both you and Maya on my side.
I'm glad you made it. Thank you, Phoenix. You risked a lot to help me, and Maya. I won't forget it as long as I live.
As long as you live?
My time here is running out.
Huh?
Maya's powers are still weak. I can't stay here that long.
What? No, there's still so much to say.
Don't worry. I'm sure we'll meet again.
Chief.
I'm not the chief anymore.
Thank you. Okay, I just got food. I'm almost done anyway, though.
Phoenix, can you come to the office tonight? Say 9?
The office?
I'll see you later.
Chief! Mia!
Yeah, the policemen in the back. The thing is, the policemen are only there, they're always there, except for in Apollo Justice when it would be super convenient for them to be there. They just aren't there in Apollo Justice. I'll eat when I'm done. I'm almost done. I'm only streaming the first 2 cases. Being here, it's hard not to think about that night. You came!
Mia?
I was kind of worried you might not.
Huh? Of course I came. Of course. Of course I did. Mia? Mia Fey?
Well then, I'm pretty hungry. How about a burger?
Mia? Man, even the game is telling me to go eat.
You should see her face.
Mia!
What are you talking about? It's me, Maya.
Maya?
What, did I look like my sister?
Look, you were her!
I might be able to use that. Oh, Phoenix, go to the store and buy me lunch, would you?
Maya, why are you here?
Because of this. See? Mia wrote me a letter. Take care of Phoenix for me.
Take care... Huh?
She means the office. This office. Someone has to help with the new Wright & Co. law offices, right? And who better but me, Maya Fey, reporting for duty. Wait, no. On second thought, let's make this casual. Yo, Nick! Maya here, ready to get down to business. You don't mind me calling you Nick, do you?
No, honestly, it was pretty weird when you weren't.
It's a great name. Mia said that's what your friend Larry calls you.
Nick?
You know what this means? We're partners.
You know, when I think about it, it is Maya's fault I'm here now. But if it weren't for her, I'd probably be in jail. Wright & Co. law offices. It's got a good ring to it. Yeah. Thanks, Maya. I don't need the nourishment right away because I was only doing the first 2 cases for this stream anyway.
Good luck, Phoenix. I'll always be here, watching.
Partners in crime.
Right. Okay, Nick. Let's do it.
Huh? Do what?
Burgers, dummy. Burgers. There's a great burger joint just down the street. Come on, time's a-wasting.
Okay. Wait up. The end. Oh my god. Alright, that's all I had planned for this stream. And, yeah. So, good stream. Good stream. I'll stream... Yeah, no, Phoenix doesn't ever get to be alone anymore. Ever. So, next time I stream Phoenix Wright, I'll probably only be doing Case 3, because Case 3 is about the length of Case 1 and 2 together. And then after that, I'll do Case 4, and then Case 5 will probably be 2 streams.
Okay, I'm gonna go eat now. Goodbye.